Hello, Nakama. Have you ever browsed the internet and come across a sketchy site that had a video of the thickest Latina you have ever seen? Well, I have. Have you wanted to click, but you couldn't trust it? Listen, I've been you at that moment plenty of times. I couldn't trust the hackers and loopers, the government, or even our internet service providers because I knew they'd be spying on your boy. I wanted something on my phone, computer, and tablet to protect me. Who am I to deny myself the desserts of life? But who are they to know how long I watched that video? Here's the thing. At TOPT, we are now affiliated with NordVPN. It's an application that hides your IP address and online activity and helps you stay safe on public Wi-Fis. You also can connect up to 10 devices at once. NordVPN is available on all devices, bro. With our link, you can receive up to 69% off the first 2 years outright. They do have 3 plans, and each plan has its unique features. You wouldn't link up with a company if it wasn't worth it. Believe me. Sign up now, Nakama, and protect yourselves from these online Gorsei members. Much love.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Have you been struggling lately? Maybe having difficulty sleeping, struggling with a relationship, or suffering from low self-esteem?
Listen, I've been there. We have been there.
If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you.
BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained and here to help you out.
Talk to your therapist in a private online environment at your own convenience.
There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area.
You just fill out a questionnaire, and it's as simple as that, guys, to help with your specific needs and then get you matched with a therapist under 48 hours.
After that, you schedule a secure video or phone session. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is confidential.
We signed up for different reasons, and to be honest, it's legit. It helped us out a ton.
You can request a different therapist at any point with no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2+ million people who took charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist.
This offer goes out to all our That One Piece Talk Nakama. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT.
I kind of feel like I like the mechanics of it a little better than Tekken though. Maybe because you only went this way.
Well, it allowed dodging techniques. That's why.
Yeah.
You got a dodging gauge.
Yeah.
You don't really get that in Tekken.
Yeah.
You just got a sidestep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yo! Hello, everyone! Welcome to another episode of TOPT. My name is Larry.
Law. Sam.
And Lino, and this is TOPT, where we talk anime. Woo! What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It is episode 243, and this week we are going to be talking about One Piece, chapter 1174. And what a chapter it was, guys. Woo! I'm so ready to talk about it. I don't know how y'all feeling. How y'all feeling? Y'all read the chapter, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a lot to say?
I didn't get to take notes because I was very busy last week. But yeah, I mean, a lot going on in the chapter.
Well, wait, did you read it beforehand? Did you read it beforehand?
What you mean? I'm not understanding.
Did you read it beforehand?
Yeah, I read it last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you had time to think about it.
Yeah, I have stuff to say. I just didn't take notes. Like I was too
Yeah.
busy to sit down and gather all my thoughts into one space. But
Yeah.
I have stuff to say.
All right. Law?
I honestly don't have that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Maybe I'm the only one that has a lot.
I was thinking. Besides from like
Maybe I'm the only one.
besides from like the reveal, I don't really have much on the reveal, but just like I just noticed like I think we all noticed all right what it is now. the
Yeah.
reveal.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Mhm.
Aside from that, I mean, there's one. I mean, we'll get into it, but I don't have like a crazy lot to say. No, honest.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen, man. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video for us. It does us a lot of good on the YouTube algorithm. We also have our link tree for all of our links, such as AG1 and everything else that we have in store that's under our name and our social medias. It's in the link tree. So that's going to be in the video description below. Also, shout out to everybody that's in the YouTube live chat right now. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. To everybody that's on Facebook as well. And also to our Apple and Spotify listeners. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in once again for another week of TOPT. But with that being said, our agenda is literally the chapter today. And hopefully we can get to some calls. So the way we receive calls is through our Discord. If you guys haven't gotten to our Discord yet, it is in the link tree as well. So please join our Discord so we can hear from you guys. But other than that, I'm going to throw it to Seb.
All right, yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. And guys, I did want to say we are going to be back with call-in streams tomorrow. And if Larry's available,
Yeah.
the Trash Take stream on Wednesday.
I'll set it up.
Perfect. What's up, everybody? I see Big G Bungle in here, Handful D Rocks, Dempsey Ro Epo, Young Vito, Left Lane John Wayne, Brother MP, Twilight Straw Hat, Aaron Creates is in here, Stevie B. Joen, Dumbfounded Expression, Tales by the Way, Yonko725, Trafalgar D. Jenny, Himothy Way, the Loneliest Celestials in here. We really appreciate you guys being here. I know a lot of y'all have been here for a while. Hit that like button. No, Lionel is not here today. He has some stuff going on. Seb, put your teeth on. Say what? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But yeah, like the stream if you haven't already. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. We're gonna hit a couple super chats that were sitting before we get into the chapter. So another 11 months at Nakama status from Big Boss Borsellino. It says who got jumped the worst in anime? Maybe Whitebeard. Whitebeard's definitely up there. My mind went to Usopp when I read this earlier, if we're thinking within One Piece itself, just because he's so weak. And it was really emotional. As far as all of anime, I don't know if y'all might not think of it the same because it was kind of a joke or a gag or whatever. Goku and Vegeta versus Metacooler, bro. There was like
That's a good one.
It was like 1,000 of them.
That's a good one.
There was like so many of them, and they were trying so hard. They just got bodied, bro. So that was where my mind went.
That's a really good one.
It's funny, like I'm saying this, but forgive me. Didn't Naruto have some crazy jumpings, like sad ones? Like
He jumped somebody.
no, not Naruto himself. I'm talking about in that universe.
In the verse.
Did it have like?
It depends on how you look at jumpings, man. Honestly, I mean, Jiraiya obviously is like the one if you want to think of somebody getting jumped and it being really sad. My mind went to Asuma, but he outnumbered them. He just had he had nobody worth a damn with him, really. You know what I'm saying? The Akatsuki were jumping people every day. It was 2v1 anytime they were.
It was Naruto and what was this guy's name? Naruto and Iruka versus Mizuki. He's the guy that tried to murk Naruto because he had the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah.
And then he just summoned all his hands. Yeah, bro. Naruto jumped him, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad jumping.
There's also, to me, it's one of my favorites because like how he goes through it. But we actually talked about it not too long ago when they jumped Gaara. All the not all A class. The different classes when they all jumped him, the guy with the Gatling gun, when they caught him in that wounded. Remember?
Are you talking about
I said
Garu?
Garu.
Garu?
I said Gaara.
You're saying Gaara. I was like,
Yeah, I was
what?
like, Gaara. Gaara got a machine gun?
Gaara.
I was like, he
can jump-
deserved it.
I don't know if it's the worst jump because like he didn't lose. For real. You know what I'm saying?
But like I'm talking
Like
about
I don't know if you can. You know what I mean?
Wait, so you're considering if you're getting jumped, you gotta lose? Like
It said the worst jumping.
I get you.
So-
If you
losing.
if you getting jumped and you win, it's like yo, I won. I'm just better than y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I view it. Like he used Whitebeard as an example.
Mhm.
Whitebeard ended up bashing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Can the worst jumping be also you're just so outmatched by the person you're trying to jump that they
Nah.
they end up beating you, so that's a bad jumping? Because then I would just go Frieza, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to jump Frieza, dog.
Yo, Kaido.
Yeah.
That's how we feeling.
Nah.
Yeah, listen.
Kaido was never in. I don't think that was a
Bro, my man fought 19 people.
drunk.
Like, hey, man.
Yeah.
I know you before you were talking about like worse than crows.
Uh-huh.
Balya, Holson, and
Oh, man.
and crows.
Listen.
Afterwards, they tied a chain around dude's neck and had him hanging.
It was bad.
He survived it.
Bro, even
but he didn't win.
Genji in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, dude.
But,
I think I got one. Z.
Zephyr?
Yeah.
At the very end of the movie?
At the very end when all the Marines
Sad.
jumped him.
Sad,
Bro had the vice admirals.
Yeah.
He had technically 2 admirals. One left the government, the Navy. But that was bad jumping, bro.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I can't think of more jumping.
You could play many men to that fight, and it would fit perfectly, bro.
I was gonna say Moria. Straw has jumped him, bro. I don't care what y'all say.
Loki,
They say no one.
Loki, kinda. Cause Nightmare Luffy was just a bunch of like
Bro.
YNs
Well,
inside Luffy.
bro, even before that, even with the oars, bro, like he fought the whole crew.
I mean, oars. Come on,
All right, listen.
come on. Ancient giant, undead zombie with Luffy powers. Yeah, I'm gonna jump you. Bro. I'm gonna jump you.
I want to shout out the one that I mentioned earlier, even though it's not anime or whatever. But I mentioned if you've seen the movie,
Is it Rumble in the Bronx?
Jackie Chan of Rumble in the Bronx, when he was fighting all those gangsters, and then they lured him into a corner, right? And he couldn't go nowhere, and they're just like hitting glass bottles at him, and he just like he's trying to block it, and he gets all like that was one of the worst drumming.
You know what I understood from that scene? Don't save these hoes. I'm serious, bro.
Yeah,
That's the only reason he was put in that position. Because he was trying to save hoes.
absolutely terrible,
Oh my
man.
God.
Absolutely terrible.
She did set him up, but then she fell in love with dude, you know. But she did set him up.
As hoes would.
Just know, for those of you that are too young, Jackie Chan used to dominate the kung fu area, and some of those movies were some of the best things I ever seen in my life. Rumble in the Bronx, Who Am I, Drunken Master. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah. It's not just Rush Hour, y'all. Check it out.
Someone said, if Jackie Chan isn't getting jumped, it's not a Jackie Chan movie. It's not a Jackie Chan.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, bro. And y'all might not agree. But Sensui and his 7 personalities versus Yusuke, that was a jumping.
That does not count.
That was a jumping, bro.
That doesn't count, bro. That doesn't count.
7 people is jumping Yusuke, bro.
That does not count.
Nah, bro.
That don't count, bro. That does not count. All right, we got another 5 from Project Iceman. At first, I thought Emu might be the sea god. Umi backwards. Now I'm wondering if that was intentional and they're the earth god, opposite of the sea. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll jump into that
We'll
part.
talk about it. Now the 10 from Bugster Carson. It says, Bugs! I got 2 questions for y'all. What's the difference between Stronger's hybrid form and full zone? And Stronger versus Pierre, the Pegasus from Skypiea, what diff and why? I have no idea what the difference would be between the two. And I'm going to go with Stronger. I'm going to go with Stronger. I don't have high stocks on Pierre. Or Pierre, whatever his name was.
But Stronger hasn't shown any type of...
He a Blackbeard pirate. He gets my stamp.
He's a sickly horse. Like,
Who's Pierre? What he got going?
I think Stronger is just a horse, but at least Pierre is like an ability.
No, they were
no?
flying on Stronger. It's like a Pegasus. Now.
Did he get ability? Did he get?
Yeah,
ability?
I think.
Oh, he did.
I
okay.
think he's the Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on the.
Yeah.
So he got an ability. Okay.
Oh.
Did I? My bad. All right, maybe then.
We might be. Pierre was the flying.
Was it Godfall?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Godfall,
yeah.
whatever it was. I think it was a Pegasus.
He has the horse fruit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he was just a bird with a horse fruit.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I'm going stronger, man. We got another 2 from Mugiwara Boricua. Kathy Segal as Dr. Crueja can get it. Looks fire.
Kathy Segal.
I don't
Is
know
that
if you.
Steven Seagal's daughter?
I doubt it.
That's
Imagine I just start slapping Sebastian with Steven Seagal slaps.
Have you ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
or Married with Children,
Yeah.
I'm searching her up right now.
or she's the voice on Futurama of Leela.
Oh, yeah. That'd be nice. I can
No,
see
Isn't
it.
she-
she's
isn't
cast
she-
already. She's cast.
Isn't she?
Oh, that's
what's
good.
it called too? Lana from? Or am I tripping? No, it's not Lana. Never mind. I'm tripping.
I don't know.
You said, wait, who from Futurama? She's.
The one I checked.
Leela.
Oh,
Layla.
snap. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I hear the voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's Seagal, not Seagal.
Oh, my fault.
My
They
bad.
said SAGAL. Man. I'll tell you. All right. We got another 5 from Buckster. It says, how often do you think the Sea Kings eat someone with a devil fruit, then become paralyzed instantly and sink to the bottom of the sea? Hashtag bang bang Brook Gang.
Every time.
I feel like it doesn't happen ever. Legit.
That can't be true.
Because so my reasoning for this is odds are if you have a devil fruit, you have some means to deal with getting eaten by even a sea king. Because we've seen people get swallowed whole by animals in One Piece and they deal with it, like they don't die.
Wapple. What can he do to a sea king?
He can eat it, technically.
From the inside. It's
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I'm just saying. Like, one, you'd have to have a Wapple level dude get eaten and then get digested. Like, you're not just, oh, I ate you and you know?
He'd be eating seawater too.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, I don't think it's happening. I don't. Odds are if you have a devil fruit, you have some means to deal with it.
Maybe.
I guess.
It shows like to never be a thing. So
Right.
far.
I mean,
Because it would break the show.
we got another 10 from Miracle Di Mayo. To my future self, you got this and keep going. Also, future prediction. They were in here getting freaked out about Plan B deals. This money is so you watch Slime on Break Week. Hashtag continue the cycle.
Are you corrupting the Discord with your Plan B
Yo,
takes again?
listen. I didn't do anything too crazy. It was the day after Valentine's Day, and I just alerted the community that you can get a Plan B pill for $6 at Costco. I don't feel like that's crazy. I don't feel like that's crazy.
Super random.
It's really not that random. But
You're the man that all single moms try to avoid.
what?
1000%, bro.
What? Single moms love me, man.
I'm telling. I can tell now. I'm gonna start telling on you, bro. Straight up snitching.
No comment. Anyway, another 36 months at Nakama status from Nerd Taku. It says 3 years cooking. Got a theory for y'all tomorrow. Yes, he hit me up about this theory.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Taku.
got into huge detail, but I'm excited to hear what it is.
Yeah, man.
Let me know when you want me to stop, Larry.
We can do 3 more.
All right, we got another 5 from Xavier O'Dilly. It says, sup guys, happy Black History Month and President's Day. Where do you think Yarul heard the lightning and snow sun god prophecy?
We
Is
gotta
it
talk about
older than the mural? Yeah, we're going to get into it a little bit later, man.
Yeah, give us a second, Xavier. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Another one from Roy Boy Stokes, 1 gifted membership.
Oh,
so
thank you, Roy.
Another 8 months at Nakama status from Zoro D Joyboy. Finished Gantz. To be honest, it was not as bad as y'all said. I mean, proud of you. I hope you enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like you had a good time reading it.
Not as bad as we said.
Some people are just darker than we are, man.
You need help. You need mental help.
Mm-hmm.
Seek it.
And then another 2 from Buzzgroove. Seb, what the hell was that yesterday? Hey, man, I talked about it 2 seconds ago. That's what that was.
Don't be as dirty as Sebastian.
What?
Just
You
wrap
can
up.
have information and
Wrap
give it out.
up, bro. All right? Protect yourselves. Don't be going out here wilding like Donnie, Wild Thornberry.
Listen, I ain't never said nothing about none of that, per se.
You're a little dirty bird, bro.
Oh, my God.
You're a little dirty.
Protect yourself at all times.
Dirty pop. All right, guys. We are going to get into the chapter. So thank you so much for hanging out with us until we finished saying what's up to the chat. If you sent a super chat, give us a little bit until we read them again. We're just going to move on with the chapter, and then we'll take intermittent breaks and then read the super chats again, okay? So please do not worry. We'll get to your super chat. If you haven't liked the video yet, please help us like the video. All right. Are you guys ready for this week's chapter?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
This week's chapter is titled The Strongest Thing in the World. We've got a reader request from Tokonan, and the caption reads, Roger going on a walk with a Tyrannosaurus he tamed like a puppy. And that's exactly what we see. We see Roger standing beside a Tyrannosaurus, casually feeding it meat. The dinosaur is even wearing Roger's pirate hat, and both of them look like they're genuinely enjoying the moment. So, what did you guys think about this week's reader request? And let's start with Seb this week.
I thought it was dope. I mean, anytime we see Roger in any light, I'm gonna be happy. I'm wondering what island this is, because like it's just like a full T-Rex like walking, and Roger's like, "Here, eat this." That's pretty dope.
It's a pretty small T-Rex.
I also thought that too, because like Roger's not that big.
Yeah,
Like he's tall, but he's not T-Rex tall. So maybe it's a baby T-Rex. I don't know.
probably.
I mean, Oda's never great with the height scaling, bro. So. No, I thought it was cool. I wasn't expecting Roger to have these like pants on.
Yeah, weird.
I was like, okay.
Is that
He's
supposed to
in
be army fatigue?
He's in a beater too. I was like, okay, it's a different Roger. A different Roger than I'm used to. He also doesn't have his sword with him. So
Are we still calling like those type of shirts beaters? 'Cause that's crazy. I feel like that's crazy.
I feel like you could just say beater and not like you didn't need to make it hot by doing what you just did.
My bad. He has good pants though. I like his pants.
He's wearing a sash too. I would be happy.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Lawrence?
Not much. I thought the same thing. Like to me, I was like, that's if it is army fatigue, it's the weirdest army fatigue pants I've seen. But it also reminded me of like a while back. I think it was on like after the training on Amazon Lily with Ray. Luffy said that he befriended majority of the animals, so because of that, he lost out on eating them. You know, and this kind of reminded me of that, like where Roger, like he made this like his like putting the hat on the thing, 'cause like you know how he put his straw hat on Shanks or whatever. You like adopted this dinosaur, whatever. So now it's just like I don't know what they're eating now, but it's like now it's like because we know in One Piece world they eat like almost anything, you know. So it's like he lost out on eating something because he befriended it. So it kind of reminded me of Luffy in that aspect, but besides from that, it was just not much.
Yeah. I personally really like this reader request. Maybe it's because I'm such a huge Roger fan, but I love the simplicity of it and the implied almost hitting messaging around it. What do I mean by hitting messaging, right? Everybody wants to know. Let's start with the chapter title. The strongest thing in the world. Then you have a Tyrannosaurus Rex, literally known as the king of the tyrant lizards, a supreme apex predator of the late Cretaceous period. And that same creature is being tamed by Roger like a puppy. Now, I know the Roger versus Whitebeard debate will always exist. I mean, and it's completely a valid discussion. But for me personally, there's no doubt it's Roger. And I think Oda is subtly telling us that here through a reader request, which, yes, can sometimes mean absolutely nothing in One Piece. But when it comes to Oda, he's given us more than enough evidence to suggest Roger is stronger than Whitebeard throughout the show. And Roger only surpassed Rox when Rox was no longer alive. And now we get this reader request, which twice reinforces that idea of who the strongest in the world actually is. So I love this reader request. It's honestly one of my all-time favorites. And that's saying a lot because I barely like any of them since 99% of them are throwaways. So I saw this as Oda saying, Roger's the king. Like, Roger's the strongest.
Hey,
and that's why a Tyrannosaurus was picked.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad
and
at
why
that,
he made it into a puppy.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I like that thought. Like,
yeah. I thought it was hard. I was like, go ahead, Oda. Spit, gang. But that was my little 2 seconds of Roger glaze. I could go back to the Goon King if we want.
He wasn't gooning in there, man. You don't gotta do that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got another 5 from Yanko725. It says, "Hey guys, Seb, I will need that toaster for my wedding after all, especially after how this art got me eating. Larry, I will need that celestial loan." Hey, I got you, bro. I got you with the toaster. I got you, bro. The other 2 from Gelato. It says, "Make sure to check that gas tank, Seb." Yo. Bro, I almost got stranded, man. On the highway. It was tough. It was a wild situation. Had to do some illegal maneuvers. But I got gas and I made it home. So. Another 5 from Wise Life Gaming. "Dude, Sommers is Loki hilarious. Is he more pure evil than Dofi? Will Emu give him the Saturn treatment? Hashtag Loki different. Hashtag Ripley fan tax. Hashtag topped on top." We'll get into the Sommers discussion a little bit later, but I don't personally think that he'll get the Saturn treatment. I think he just gets taken out. Like by a... Go ahead. We got another gifted from Brandon Grocky. Thank you, whoever was able to receive that. They'll knock him a fist up. Another 2 from Luffy, the King of the Pirates. "Lionel, where you at?" Lionel couldn't make it today, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
How many you got left?
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Are you giving up? You quitting? It's early.
It's okay.
It's the second week of February.
As
man.
long as he's okay, that's all that matters.
Now we having moral victories. Terrible. Another 9 months at Knock'em Status from Titan. Great chapter today, guys. Hashtag what was LeBron doing? I don't know, man. I don't know what LeBron was doing. Another 10, Australian. From
This will be the
Daniel
last
Dow.
one, and then we'll get into the chat.
It says, "I understand how sky splitting works. Heard a theory from a trusted source. My mama says sky splitting happens when there's clouds in the sky, but on a sunny day, there's nothing to split." Yo, I haven't seen Waterboy in so long, man. Oh, man.
It's the devil.
It's the devil.
Did you guys see the fan art of Adam Sandler cast as Borsellino?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
It looks really good. Yeah,
really
I hope they do get him.
Too
He
old,
don't got the
bruh.
build.
Yeah, he's too old.
But
I
he
get
can
it.
probably
though.
do it, though. He don't got the build for that. He's not tall enough. Flash. I mean, I guess he could work out.
I think in the face, it just looks spot on.
Yeah.
I think it'd be too serious for him.
No.
Yeah.
No. Adam Sandler could do drama. You seen Uncut Gems?
Yeah. But that was
Bro.
something that he wanted to create.
That's true. It's not his movie, but like he has the capacity. Even all Adam Sandler movies have had some real dramatic stuff happening where he had to act for real.
Yeah, Click is sad as hell.
Click, yeah.
Yeah, but most of the movie, like 90% of it was funny jokes.
But that's Kazaru. 90% of the time he's just trolling, and then when it gets real, it got real.
I guess. I mean, I don't think it's his steez.
My only issue was the hype, but I think he would do well in the role.
Yeah, I guess.
Hmm.
All right, let's get back to the chapter. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do so. All right, so this chapter, guys, is a lot happened, so I might be reading for like a little bit, just in case. Just give you a forewarning. All right. This week's chapter opens exactly where the last one left off. Sommers has completely failed his mission to ensure the giant children hostages safely reach the Holy Knights' ship, where they were meant to be abducted and used as leverage to force all of Elbaf into serving as their army. Sitting atop his bramble snake, Sommers realizes how bad the situation has become, blaming it all on the Dark Nika sleep tid falling onto the ship and stripping away the sea clouds underneath it. On top of that, Gunko's arrow ability is still active, forcing the giant children to walk right off the edge. And if they fall, they won't survive the plunge into the underworld. Sommers calls out to Gunko, ordering her to stop the children and pause the operation, but he quickly realizes she can't. Emu is currently possessing her body. Even undoing the arrow isn't an option. As Sommers looks on, he sees the children's parents desperately trying to break the arrows themselves, but nothing works. Sommers yells at them that if there were anything he could do to stop this, he would have already done it, so what they're doing is pointless. But then he has an epiphany. If the parents are kept just out of reach, unable to touch their children because of the thorns, forced to helplessly watch as their beloved kids plummet to their passings, that would be a deliciously depraved way to go. He even says this with a look of pure pleasure. To Summers, it's worth it. And if anyone is truly at fault, it's Imu for controlling Gunko's body anyway. Besides, they can always march more children over later. With twisted satisfaction, Summers screams that the parents should call out their children's names and cry their love to the heavens. This is the real stuff. This is emotion. He then announces to all of Elbaf that the Holy Knights' original plan to safely transport the children as hostages to the Holy Land, but due to an unforeseen accident, the ship and the sea clouds supporting it have been lost. As a result, the children will now meet a tragic end by the falling to their passings. Realizing their fate, the children begin to cry out. Oimo is even willing to sacrifice his own arms to stop them from falling. One of the hostages, Olaf, Oimo's grandson, calls out to his grandfather. Above them, St. Killingham, in his hybrid form, looks down at Summers with irritation, wondering what he's even doing. It took far too long to get those kids to this port. And that's where the first part of the chapter ends. So, Lawrence, what were your thoughts on this section so far?
I just think it's just like how I know that they're all painting the celestial dragons as these evil people, right? But to me, it's like I always thought of like this is just something they are. But to get this much pleasure out of the agony that the children are going to face walking to that's when they can't control it, and then the parents being able to do nothing and see it happen, that is almost like this weird sensation you're getting. Like, because I think even you didn't get to that part, but like when he switches like what happened to his stomach, whatever. But it's like it's crazy how much pleasure you get out of this. That you draw. And also, his ability's not based on it, but he draws it also from his ability too, or he's able to do it because like now he plays part in it. So it's just like it's so twisted. He's one of those people that like I know you mentioned like you don't see Emu taking him out, but want to try it. It would be less satisfying if Emu does. It'll be more satisfying if Straw Hat someone else takes him out because it's almost like you're getting what you deserve. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'd rather see. In a way, because like they kind of paint the show as like, all right, these are the evil, these are the bad guys, whatever Wicked is, where the side that usually the Straw Hats are on are more of the righteous or justice side. But if Evil takes it out, it's like Wicked, you know, is doing its own means. Whereas you had someone on the Straw Hat side take it out, it's like, all right, justice is almost like being served. So I'd rather have him not lose, not just get like the Saturn treatment, but more like he gets taken down for good though. Like, because he keeps coming back because he's immortal, but taken out for good by the Straw Hats or allied group, right? You know, and his reasoning is funny because to me, Summers is like he's so like kind of like lazy. Like before, he kind of wants to go back to bed. He kind of wants to sleep. He was saying earlier, right? But even like shifting blames, like it's not my fault that this happened, even though it is kind of clearly your fault. He starts blaming on others, and also even on like Emu, he wants to blame it on. It's like, well, you should have to control Gunko's body in the first place, right? And to me, it's like, do you think Emu's gonna see it that way? And then also too, like, I know you wouldn't dare say that to Emu, but this is like your thinking, and this makes me laugh at like how like your reasoning. But like this is these nights there, but it's just funny to me with Summers, and I don't know if the others realize it too, but like. Even killing him, he realizes, like, yo, dude, what are you doing right now? It took forever to get here. And then you, at the last finish line, you destroyed the finish line. To our end goal, we can't make it. It's like, how do you mess up this bad? You know, and this makes you laugh. So I wonder what's going to happen here with Killingham and Summers. Is he going to tell Emu what happened? Because I don't think Emu knows yet, you know? But, like, with the situation, because ultimately, because they're gonna see later on why they're not on the ship. But they're on here. What happened? And we're gonna see Emu's response and Killingham's response to that, right? And this is this giant that we talked about before. This is the other giant that was on Anel's lobby with them, right? Mm-hmm. With the other one we saw. So it's seeing them like now and like at their home and with their grandkids, or you know, because he called them Papa. Like it's pretty cool. But that's all I have.
All right, Sab.
I feel like anybody who's ever worked with somebody that they thought was stupid can understand the frustration that Killingham was dealing with. I feel like a lot of people like Summers, maybe not as sadistic, but being an extreme inconvenience to the overall goal and then deflecting blame on other people. I've seen it recently at my job. So I had some work flashbacks, I'll say that much. I did think it was surprising to see Oimo's a grandfather. Lawrence just brought that up. I was like, hey, I thought he was a relatively young giant when I saw him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of surprised that he got a kid who got a kid. It was kind of wild to me. Overall, Sommers, this is what I expected of him. I figured that he would turn this into a sadistic way to do something just based off the things that he said in prior chapters about enjoying the faces and the sounds that people make when their loved ones are being hurt or they're forced to hurt their own loved ones, etc. So as soon as like the ship got destroyed, it's kind of where my mind would go for him to kind of accentuate and showcase how evil and sadistic he actually is. For him to blame Emu was crazy. Like, bro, how do you think that works? How do you think this ends up good for you? Like, it just doesn't.
I'd be too freaked out.
Bro.
I'd be like, yo, can he hear me?
Right? Like, he can probably hear you. He's on the island.
But
Like-
you got a brand. He probably knows what you think.
Thinking. I mean, I don't know, man. He didn't react. So
Yeah.
Brooke out here putting in the work, I guess. I did think it was one of those like plot convenience situations again, where it didn't just take out the ship; it also took out the sea, like cloud. So I was like, okay, like it's about to get real dramatic in here because now they're just walking to their impending like doom, right? So I did like that as a stakes rise. And then I'll leave it there because I have more to say about the next part of the chapter. In regards to that.
All right. For me, I will say that you're right. Like, you thinking that Emu probably not hearing what you're saying right now is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind him blaming Emu because Emu also is being held up by like Brooke. So if Emu wasn't playing around with food, this probably wouldn't have happened. Just saying. So he has a point. But before I dive into Sommers and his insidious nature, I do want to point out how much I love the way Oda has positioned Luffy in his transformation to Nika as a direct opposition to the world government. With that in mind, it's wild that while the Holy Knights are carrying out this absolutely heinous act, they unintentionally create a nightmare Nika straight out of a child's imagination. What makes it even better is that this nightmare Nika initially exists on the Holy Knights' side, but then it gets taken out and crashes directly onto the very ship the child hostages were supposed to escape on, completely ruining the Holy Knights' plans. And in doing so, it reinforces this reoccurring idea. No matter what form Nika takes, real, imagined, or even symbolic, Nika will always in some way directly or indirectly foil the world government's plans.
That's a good pull.
It's such a clever and almost ironic way for Oda to like communicate that theme. So that's what's so funny. I thought about it when it got shown in the bubble.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Nika, ruining my plans again.
I love that, bro. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been asking myself, who is one of the worst characters in all of One Piece? For anyone with real knowledge of the series, there are plenty of names that immediately come to mind, right? But I think we all have that one character we personally latch onto and say, this is the biggest piece of trash in the story. And it's not even close. For me, for the longest time, that character was Charlos. Because of what Charlos did to Hachi, right? And to the random guy and his wife on Sabaody Archipelago on a whim. But Charlos isn't the exception. He's the representation of the Celestial Dragons as a whole. The Celestial Dragons sit at the very top of the world government, a system that allows no real democracy, no accountability, and no dissent without consequences. They suppress freedom of speech, manipulate rhetoric, and enforce their greed through absolute power. These rules are non-negotiable. Unless you exist in a position powerful enough to rival the world government itself, something that Yonko have proven time and time again. And when you start to notice how much of this mirrors real-world systems, it becomes painfully clear who the true worst characters in One Piece really are. Yes, villains will always be the heroes of their own stories, but there's a very real distinction between a villain and a monster. Doflamingo, Blackbeard are villains. Salmers, Charlos are monsters. Anyone who takes pleasure in the suffering of children in any capacity is not sane. At that point, it's no longer about understanding motives. It's about recognizing psychotic lunacy and a complete absence of empathy for human life. Salmers is openly willing to watch children fall to their passings, hoping their parents either sacrifice themselves or are forced to watch just so he could savor the pain and emotional devastation. That's not evil with a purpose. That's maniacal. That's mentally disturbed. Frankly, that's crazy. Oda has always had a unique way of reflecting real-world truths through the lens of One Piece. Those in power are capable of inflicting real harm without boundaries simply for their own pleasure. And because of that, I genuinely believe there's no one worse in One Piece than the Celestial Dragons.
That was so eloquently put.
Oh, thanks.
I love that. I might disagree a bit about Doflamingo, but ironically, he's also a celestial dragon. So
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Not really, though.
I think, wasn't he getting pleasure out of what he was doing to King Riku?
Yeah,
When he was controlling?
But that's a grown man.
Doflamingo
Alright?
fits into all
It
of
wasn't
this, bro.
children.
Doflamingo
Yeah,
fits into
it wasn't
all of
children.
that
The
stuff
worst he did
said.
to children was like, listen, your dad don't exist no more. He a toy. And you ain't gonna remember him anyway, so you still good.
But he was also into child trafficking.
Yeah, bro. You're not gonna be able to let the Doflamingo
He was into
slide,
mermaid trafficking.
Nah.
It's different.
No, Caesar was operating on children. He had no issue selling them kids off. Getting them abducted. His man's was doing that.
Nah, that was for Big Mom.
No, bro, no.
And Kaido.
Virgo was kidnapping the kids at the behest of Doflamingo.
Yeah, Doflamingo's a monster.
Yeah, and selling slaves.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
this dude
My
is,
bad, bro.
That's my guy, but we're not gonna act like he's not like
So we're
that.
just gonna upscale the morality of Blackbeard real quick. So shout out to Blackbeard for not doing any of those things. I was completely wrong.
He would though if it helped him. Like he would just need to be ambitious or whatever around it.
So it's so funny. I was saying to myself like, I was like, yo, you look at Somers and you start to look at like the evil of One Piece, like the evilest of the evils at the very top, and how like these are people of, I would say, elite status, right? And like it's so close to home for what's happening right now. And because I've been reading the Bible so much, so often, that I've been diving so much more into it. And I was like, bruh, there's not much said about Sodom and Gomorrah, the city, except they were wicked, right? But then I was like, oh, now I understand like why God had to take action upon them. Like the evils of man and knowing like the hearts of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was even more beautiful because, you know, God didn't have to live among us. You know, he didn't have to live with us and live until 30 and then finally do his journey, you know, for the rest of his 3 years. And I was saying to myself, like, he knew he would eventually like pass to sacrifice the lamb and stuff like that for our sins. But I was just like, bro, it's even crazier that like he still finds us like worthy, even when people like this exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying to myself too, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get nobody depressed or emotional, but I was saying to myself, like, it's crazy that he like finds us worthy in general of forgiving. And I was saying to myself, like, yo, at the end of the day, like, the human race are just all our brothers and sisters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in One Piece, it's like brothers, like they're all one people, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
But I was like, bruh, to even like like to even try to understand why he would find us worthy of saving after we commit such evil such as this. I was like, it's undeniably like it's so strong in love, like the aspect of love.
Yeah.
And it made me question, like, yo, am I worthy, like, of that sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, bro, like, maybe I'm being too harsh on myself, but I was like, I'm no different from it. Like, I'm full of sin too, right? Like,
We all are, yeah.
yeah, I was like, yo, this is just, Somers is just like another person that's just gone through a specific part of life and garnered these ideas and relished off of them, like, right? Like, but I was like, you know, unless he chooses to be redeemed, I was like, he's just gonna falter, you know, he's gonna be away from that side. And I was just like, bro, like, I was like, yo, am I getting too deep thinking about this?
No, you're not.
And then I just brought it back to like, and it's so funny because then for some reason, I went back to Yu Yu Hakusho.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I went back to Yu Yu Hakusho and I thought about Shinobu Sensui. Like, before he broke, he thought like the world was white and black, right? Demons were bad. He eliminated them without any hesitation. And then he comes across what they call the Feast of Human Vices, where all these elite status people are torturing demons. And it breaks his mind so terribly that he ends up slaughtering everybody within that room. Human, demon, whoever. His mind just snapped. And then he went to the spirit world, stole the black tape from the spirit world archives, and then watched the tape. And then that tape was just like the worst atrocities of humanity against itself. And then his personalities like then garnered more personalities, right? So it was just like, I kind of feel like I always been against him, but now I understand like how the evils of humanity could be so freaking twisted that you either become numb to it or you find some way to cope with it.
Yeah.
And yet Jesus still thought we were worth saving.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn. So I'm looking at Somers and I'm just like, damn, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy, dog. And that's what I thought about the whole time. And I guess because I've been reading the Bible a lot more. So I'm just like, damn, dog. Like, this is crazy, man. And I was like, yo, I was like, you know, in order to be a good person, I was like, I hope when like, if God thinks about me, I hope he smiles a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know stuff like Somers, like, bruh, that's evil, dog.
Yeah.
Like, these are children. Like, straight up children, innocent children. And like the next part of the chapter, it gets even more worse. So it's like, damn. But I'm done spieling. I was just literally sitting there thinking as I was writing this, like, oof, this is hard. This is making me self-reflect. So, my bad.
No, I appreciate that. It's just real quick. I know you mentioned like that's what you could appreciate about the Bible. One, the Bible talks about it is a mirror, so it has what you're reflecting on. It's supposed to reflect like how you see yourself and how you see certain things, right? Because look at it and see like how you you're standing with God and stuff like that, right? Well, also one thing I want to bring out, like you talk like deserving or like worthy, is one phrase in the Bible I always appreciated, and it talked about like God's love for us is his undeserved loving kindness towards us, right? So it's just like we don't deserve it, but Jehovah loves us so much he gives it to us anyway.
Yeah,
and, you know, like God loves us so much he gives it to us anyway. So like appreciating that, I was just like this, it's just amazing. And then there's more to it, like how much like you see the extent of like what real love is, like what God has done for us and what he like shows us to like love, like how evil people can be. But he shows love and gives us that chance. Because also too, part of it, there is an evil influence that is happening, causing us to do it.
right.
God sees that and recognizes that. So it's like a lot of times it's like, yes, we can allow certain things to happen because we develop bad qualities or whatever, but it's also not entirely our fault. We all have a choice. No, God, you have the consequences of our actions and choices are still in play, but there is someone influencing us to do bad things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It made me think somebody like Somers who's so deep into this already, like, will he ever I don't even know if I'm saying what I'm trying to say is like the right way I'm trying to say it. But like I just feel like what does it take to like find the feeling of redemption for him? Like to find what does redemption look like for his character?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, does he even reach that point? Like, Somers, and that's like you said, right? Like, it's not entirely his fault because he was birthed into the Celestial Dragons. He was raised as a Celestial Dragon. He was never taught what right or wrong correctly is. It's always been of selfish desires and humiliation and, the things that Celestial Dragons just do. Like, that's their normalcy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a nature versus nurture thing. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, does he ever come across that at some point in his life or does he just get taken out?
So I put a poll up in the chat to ask, is Somers redeemable?
Yeah.
To see where the community's feeling. It's right now at 78% no.
Yeah.
And I feel as though, as evil as he is, everybody's redeemable, technically.
Right.
So, I know he won't be redeemed in the verse itself, but even as evil as he is, I do think he could technically be redeemed, or he'd have to do a lot.
Do you think Oda will give him the opportunity?
No.
No, right?
Definitely not. Yeah, he's gonna.
He's not major enough a character for all that.
A lot of it, like what redemption is like what I've learned from my own reading and studying the Bible is there has to be a repentance and a change. That's how you can be redeemed. You have to recognize you were wrong, why you were wrong, right? And then repent and try to make a change. Like, I'm not going to do this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, we're imperfect, so sometimes we fail, whatever, right? But you're recognizing that you sin against God and what you're doing is wrong. Because there's like a false repentance or a false, like, sorry, like you're sad that you got caught versus, I this is bad. I did something wrong and I'm sorry. I've sinned against.
That's what most women do when they cheat.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I just had to bring it back. My bad.
You were going so good.
Yeah, bro.
You were going
I can only last so
good,
long.
bro.
I can only last so long. It's part of my nature, bro. My bad. My bad. I was just
They said
joking.
that's the Larry I know.
That's
My bad, bro. I'm joking.
They said if Orochimaru was redeemable, so is Somers.
Yo, Orochimaru was bad, bro. Bro had body parts in a basket working on a guy while he was alive. In the dark. Like, the dark makes it so much worse. He was in the dark. They had to turn the light on.
I always envisioned there was like one light swinging. Like flickering.
Like the Zenin clan in that one
gosh.
episode. Oh, man. All right, my bad, yo. I didn't mean to go on a whole
They
rant.
said top theocratic ministry school. Yeah, funny, man.
Listen, bro.
my
I'm trying.
My eyes are burning.
I'm trying. All right, let's I'm done with that. Do you guys have anything else to say?
No.
All right, let's get into some super chats and then we'll jump right into the chapter again.
All right. We got another 5 from Mugiwara Boricua. Do the kids' expressions in page 5 just not match what they're saying, or is it me? They look too calm while saying all that. Hashtag Boricua Fantags. Hashtag like the stream.
Page 5?
Page 5. Uno, dos,
Is that when they're
tres,
walking?
cuatro,
Like-
cinco.
In the line? I mean, they're always walking.
I'm assuming it's this one right here.
Yeah. No, they look like they're saying what they're saying. I think the word bubbles are just like, it's like 2 word bubbles don't match where the placement of the kids are.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it.
That's not page 5.
No, that's page 5.
I thought this is page 5. Where you see
Oh, yeah, that's not page 5. So
page 5
But
is
we don't
before that.
see
before that.
kids' expressions
in
in this page, so I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's this page. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
not even page 5 either. You gotta go back.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's page
1,
5.
2, 3, 4.
That
That's
one.
page 5.
That's page 5.
Right here.
Reader
No, it's
request
not.
counts as page 1.
Oh my god. No, it doesn't, bro.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it actually
does.
does.
If you use the Viz Shonen Jump
Yeah,
I'm
app,
in the Manga Shueisha app, bro. Listen, I get what y'all are saying. I'm saying the super chat is saying this page. You get what I'm saying?
guess
The
maybe.
super chatter isn't counting the reader request.
okay, Sebastian.
There's no kids.
But even if that's true,
I know what you're
No, no,
saying.
but
I'm
even if that's
saying
true-
there's no kids in the pages that y'all are talking
no,
about.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But even if that's true, that's like page. That would be page like
No,
6.
Maybe he-
one,
maybe-
two,
maybe he got
3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, it will be 6.
It would be
but
6.
again,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
there's
would be
no
page
kids
6.
talking in this page.
It's okay, Seb.
This is the page he's talking about.
It's okay.
And y'all know that. Y'all
No,
gaslighting
I'm trying
me.
to. I was
It's
baiting on
okay.
that.
It's all right.
It's misunderstanding, y'all. All right.
It's all right. Either way, what Larry said.
And I think mostly
Yeah.
the kids are realizing what's about to happen versus like getting understanding. Because later on they start freaking out.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's do 5 super chats and then we'll jump into the chat.
We got another 2 from Joy Boy D Shangsu. Yo, what's each other's GOAT album with no skips? My favorite rap album of all time is Below the Heavens by Blue and Exile. No skips for me on that.
Surprisingly, Logic, The Incredible Real Story. I think that's what it's called, or The Incredible Story.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the album I can listen to front to back, easy. I love that album. Lawrence, you have an album?
No, I haven't listened to a full album in. It's like middle school.
What about Pink Dollars? Pink Dollars.
My other album was gonna be Off the Wall by Michael Jackson, but you know. Another 5 from Slap Your Mama. Sebastian, did you say another 11 men? Pause, bro. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Yo.
What? What? What are you?
you taking on the team?
Whoa. I don't know this is a reference to, but I appreciate the super chat. Another 5 from Peter Montagna. How many times have you guys watched all of One Piece, if you do?
How many times have we watched all of One Piece?
I've never rewatched it, and I've never reread it. I've reread several arcs. He's got his 3
3 times to Whole Cake, and then I quit.
every time.
Yup.
Oh, man.
I rewatched a few episodes and maybe some arcs, but never like the whole thing. Ever since I watched Caught All the Way Up, it's just been there, you know. And then I would watch a few things, but nothing too.
Another 5 from The Real Aaron Creates. If this isn't Needhog, I'm going to crash out. Let me get a dub, Oda, with a crying emoji. Hashtag Pixar Finding Lionel's coming out in 2026 in a theater near you. No, it's not. We ain't never gonna find Lionel.
I just want to say real quick. I didn't say I don't listen to music. I said a full album. I love music. I listen to music all the time. Just want to
You
clarify.
reading the chat?
Huh? A little
They're
bit.
cooking you.
A little bit. Yeah.
Lawrence listens to people tap dancing.
Lawrence looks like
He loves
makes
that album.
He looks like he makes music right now.
If I could make my own music, I would.
You see him, right?
Come on, respect.
Okay. Really, Marv? Okay.
He's he loves flutes. So like Kenny G is his guy.
The Yaz flute.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
When we used to like go upstairs and watch Kung Fu movies, we had to wait for his Kenny G album to stop.
What?
We got another 5 from Dexty. It says, these holy knights still out here, but where is Dragon? Is he waiting for more backstories? Shaking my head. That's not fair. That's not fair, bro.
Listen, bro.
That's
I've been
not
told
fair.
mad times
That's not
that
fair.
apparently Elbaf has this time dilation. And the public outside is apparently moving so much faster time-wise than Elbaf is. And somehow Dragon still ain't here. So
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that even if time did pass or whatever, he might be doing stuff out there.
It's just-
He doesn't have to be on Elbaf
it's
moving.
just 60 years.
It doesn't have
Dragon
to-
still ain't making the Elbaf for some reason.
He doesn't have to go to Elbaf. He could be making his move elsewhere.
You're right.
He could be.
I think he's like, my son got that. I'm gonna handle the stuff
Yeah.
out here, you know?
He been saying that. That's his go-to move right there. Another 10 from Spencer. It says, I'm about to give up on Usopp, man. At this point, he might as well switch anime altogether. He can go be a brave warrior in the ghost stories dub. LOL. We are the black delegation. Hashtag trade Usopp for Urameshi. Oh my God. That'd be a great trade for us.
God.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Usopp is one of the worst black characters in all fiction.
Oh my God.
I'm serious, bro. I'm serious, bro.
Word.
Like I'm serious, bro.
I can't go that far.
One of the worst.
I can't go that far.
He's 100% right, bro.
Man. There's a lot of. See, I can't even say the words I wanted to say. So I'm gonna shut up there. But
Let's do one more and then we'll jump straight into the story. My bad.
we the black delegation.
We the black delegation. Yo, the black actors in One Piece video kind of popping off.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You was doing all the heavy lifting on that one, bro.
Yeah,
I was
did you
just
see it,
kinda
Lo?
there.
We were naming like black characters, black actors that could be in One Piece. I'll show you the video.
Yeah,
after.
Black
show me the
actors,
video.
man. We gotta stick together. It was Moody.
I look like, what you say? I make Brian.
I make Brian Glover look like Malcolm X. Homo. That is that the funniest Chappelle Show skit?
That
The
one?
Wayne Brady one?
It's I don't know. They're all relatively like super funny.
There's some
I think it's
top-tier
really just
ones.
Prince. I think Prince is
Prince
the ultimate one.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Prince one is the biggest one.
It's off topic, but let us know what your favorite Chappelle Show skits are.
yeah.
In the last super chat before we get back in, another 7
Is
months.
that or Rick James?
Yo,
Yeah,
so
those two.
listen.
And they're basically like within the same episode. So
We got another one. I can't say it because
Charlie Murphy. Yeah, everyone is smacking people. What is the?
shout out to Dave Chappelle, man.
everybody wanted to jump on somebody's couch with dirt on their shoes.
Ouch! Darkness! Darkness is. Bro, the first episode had Clayton Bigsby, bro. The
Yeah.
black white supremacist.
You wild, bro.
He said he divorced his wife, bro. Oh man. Anyway. Another 7 months at warlord status from Don Pablo VP. Just finished watching Food Wars. Tried cooking some. Tasted med. Why anime food look so good?
It do.
I mean, you just gotta follow the instructions, man. Like it, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know what to tell you,
Yeah.
but
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. This one is a mouthful. My pause. So my bad. This is the longest part of the chapter, easily. So brace yourselves, guys. Also, like the video if you haven't, please. All right. We jump back into the chapter. What brought you back to the rap game? We jump back into the chapter, and Oimo is shown hitting the ground, cursing in frustration. He can't stop the children from moving forward. His arms are completely destroyed by Somers's devil fruit ability, the very thorns shielding the kids. Oimo apologizes to them, realizing that as long as the arrow remains active, there's nothing anyone can do to stop the children from walking off the cliff. Ripley is in disbelief. The parents can only watch helplessly as their children approach the edge. If they fall into the underworld, they may never even recover their bodies. The parents curse the Holy Knights as Somers laughs hysterically. One of the giant children, Mag, begins to believe this is heaven punishing him for being bad. Olaf is confused by what Mag means. Ilva chimes in, saying that's what adults always say when she gets scolded. Scaldi says he wishes he could have been a good boy. Colin, confused and scared, asks if they're going to pass away because they were naughty. The children begin crying, begging not to pass away. They promise to be good. They beg for help. They apologize for absolutely everything. Somers pushes up his shades, wanting a better view of their fall. Colin starts to break down, saying he doesn't want to be bad anymore. He remembers his mother, Ripley, telling him that when he misbehaves, he should remember the sun god is watching. He remembers giving her attitude and her scolding him for it. Ilva remembers her mother yelling at her for leaving food on her plate, asking if she hated her cooking, when in reality, Ilva just hated carrots. Scaldi remembers getting yelled at for taking out his father's sword. Olav remembers making a face and saying he hated his grandfather Oimo. Karen remembers her mother asking if she was lying again, warning her that if she always lies, how can she protect her? Mag remembers yelling at his mom for forgetting his homework and admitting he did it on purpose because he didn't want to do it. And then the children step off the cliff. Colin cries out for his mother. Ripley kneels at the edge, arms open, telling him to come to her. She embraces him as the thorns pierce through her body. She apologizes for not being able to stop him and falls with him. When Colin begs her to get away, Ripley tells him she won't let him pass away alone. One by one, every parent does the same. Every child cries out to them. Somers bursts into uncontrollable laughter. Ronya believes everything will be okay as they fall, but she's suddenly caught by her father. He tells her he heard her earlier, how brave she was. Ronya breaks down crying. Bent is grabbed by his mother and remembers being asked in class what the scariest thing in the world was. He had answered, "My mama." He apologizes. His mother smiles and tells him it's okay. Sometimes a mom has to be scary to protect her child. Joanna walks alone, crying, saying the other kids are lucky they have their parents to hold them as they fall. She remembers Anji telling her she could be like her mom someday, but Joanna had rejected the idea. Suddenly, Anji appears and hugs her, thorns piercing her body. Joanna cries out for her in fear. Finally, we see Yorn, who accepts what he believes is his heavenly punishment. He remembers telling his brother Roto not to show up at his school because he was embarrassed by him, calling him a nerd. Roto had promised to hide who he was. And then we see Roto running, calling out to Yorn, catching him as he falls. He reassures him that the thorns don't hurt as Yorn cries out for his brother. Somers cackles loudly, calling them scraps of garbage falling into hell. He says it makes his heart tremble. What a saga of emotions. It could have been just 10 measly brats, he says, if the parents had only stood back and watched. Stupid mothers, stupid fathers, martyrs for love. He laughs, saying the deaths were so poignantly pointless. And that brings us to the end of the second part of the chapter. So, starting with Law again, what did you think about this section?
This section was absolutely incredible to me, as in the love aspect, right? And I thought one thing I want to point out, I loved how Ripley, realizing the situation, immediately grabs her kid, because almost like she teleported there. Because you see how close in page, I guess, 5, right? You see them how close they are to the edge already. And then you go to page 6, they're talking about it, reminiscing about all right, they did bad things. And some of the stuff you think about, they're about to fall to their passing, right? And yeah, they're kids, but a lot of the stuff they're thinking about is not deserving of passing. It's acting bad, right? When she said, "Do you hate my food that much? You not eating carrots because you don't like it is not deserving of passing," right? But in their mind, this is bad, right? And maybe because you didn't tell your mom what they think. And some things, some in itself, it may not be bad, but I guess maybe the attitude, because you don't really want to disrespect your parents in that way or whatever, right? But again, these are things that could be easily forgiven and stuff like that. But they're viewing it as and also I wonder too, a little side note, Colin here is getting scolded for in his mind is a duel. If it was really a duel, we don't know. I believe it was maybe, and this is not necessarily bad because there's an agreement upon any one the duel. I wonder if it's against this kid that took his father's sword. I wonder if that was him. Because why'd you take your father's sword out? Was it to battle Colin and you end up losing that duel? So just a little side thing I noticed.
Oh, okay.
There.
I wonder if that was that. Yeah, that was a good point out.
Yeah, I wonder if that was it was them two that battled, right? But again, these things, and also too, you saying you hate your father, your grandpa, whatever, maybe not, but also, and then lying is bad too, but then leaving your homework. These are not things deserving of passing, but in their mind, they're bad things. Yeah, you don't want to do them, but in their mind, they're going to view to that, so now they start freaking out. But Ripley's response to get here so quick to embrace her son, because now he's crying. I don't want to pass and stuff like that, right? But I love how when she like hugs her kid, she doesn't even flinch at the pain.
Right.
It's just like, baby, I'm here. Come here. I'm here. Like all love and stuff like that. And that amazed me. It kind of reminded me of somebody. But like this bracelet, but also took to hear a mother's love, what they're willing to do for a child. Where like this here, all the pain I'm going through doesn't matter as long as you're okay. I don't want you to go through this alone. But also, I want to talk about what Oda did here, right? And I guess I don't know. I thought it was very interesting. If you look at all the women that embrace their kids or their grandkids, none of them like flinch at the pain. It's all the men that kind of make like a groaning or like a sign to them being like punctured by these thorns.
Women can take pain way better than men, bro.
And I think Oda kind of captured it here because every guy here kind of shows it. But like even like the one Bent's mother, I was looking for it. She showed no grimace or whatever to the pain. But every like the father here, where he's like Raja's father, says, I heard you earlier. He makes a noise at the pain. You were so brave. And then we even see Roto making like emphasis of the pain and everything, right? But the women here showing they're just the whole loving aspect. So I thought that was amazing that Oda captured that and showing how much one, because it's not just a mother's love. This is a father's love, a grandfather's love for their children to have that, so that they're willing to not only be punctured and embrace them, to comfort them before this passing, but so they don't go through this alone, to pass with them if need be, because they love their child so much. So sometimes we're seeing the evil of the world in Somers and Ancestral Dragons, but I also love how Oda captures the other side of it, the love for it, the great love we see that people are willing to do for it. So it's not just an evil world. We saw Ace's mother willing to sacrifice herself, hold Ace in the womb, which is almost like impossible, right? To make sure Ace doesn't pass by the people coming right here. And we see stuff like this. So we see the great links of love as well as the atrocities of evil in One Piece, and that Oda captures it. I love that he's able to do that right here, showing that there's also good and how, like the whole, not just bad, people are not just always evil. We can be, but also people can show such a great love, respect, careness, consideration for others as well. Like, and what they're willing to do for others, people. So the way that Oda captured that, I thought it was dope.
You can see why Gabon loves Ripley so much. He's a conqueror, right?
Yeah.
So a conqueror is naturally probably going to be with a woman that fits their ambition.
Right.
She's the first parent to sacrifice herself for her child, and everybody else follows her after.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they do have some similarities, I would say, in terms of bravery.
Right.
And I think that's why Gabon messes with her heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I respect her a lot. It makes me wonder how strong she is, actually.
Right, because she's part of the warrior generation. Maybe the last of Elbaf, but she's part of that warrior generation of Elbaf, right? And she's part of the reasons why Nika flew into Somers to knock it off, because of what she was doing in her group, right? And then we already talked about Somers, but like that, it's just crazy how you get this much pleasure into it, where like this goes into a lot of it, like we talk about whatever. His heart condition is so evil that it's like you're rejoicing over badness, over evilness, and the sufferings of others, and the feelings they're going through, or whatever. It's sickening, But we already talked about that too. Like pretty much just like, I hope he gets what's coming to him. And if he does, if Oda writes where he gets changed, like redemption changed around and becomes a different person, which doesn't happen too much in One Piece, but happens a little bit, Sometimes whatever, like they change their.
It happened with Caesar.
It happened with Caesar
a
little bit, and then I don't know how bad the Vol was, but when Sanji changed it around when he changed his face, whatever, we don't see too much of it, but Oda could write it. But if it didn't happen, that would be a great thing. It would be interesting to have all right, I change of heart. Oh, what if Ancestral Dragons did it?
Mjolnir.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's the one thing where you should redemption. So we got one. If it happened, that would be also dope. But someone this far gone, like this wicked.
But he's been this far gone.
I know.
Since God Valley, when the little kid was stuck in the tree and then fell onto the bramble.
Probably before that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because we saw how corrupted Doflamingo was at such a young age. So.
So we'll see.
I get it.
Yeah, but that's all I have.
I forgot that happened with Somers on God Valley too, which is crazy that I forgot that, because now I'm like, am I desensitized to like how horrible the Holy Knights are?
I mean, hey man,
I was like, Jesus.
This is every day for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm done.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, Seb.
I had a couple things for this. One, Lawrence already highlighted the Sommers piece about him being so ridiculous evil. I thought the way you described him in your like breakdown of that section of the chapter was really, 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 really good. I love Ripley, man. I really do. I think I put a poll in the chat. She top mommy as a joke, but in general, I think
She's top moms.
She's amazing.
Yeah. There's a big list now.
Yeah,
forming up.
I'm glad we're getting that because a long time we ain't had that.
Yeah.
I love that Oda showed the kids with the flashback, and Lawrence was talking about it. These things that don't matter, that they're feeling, oh, I'm being punished for this.
Yeah.
It really goes to highlight the true innocence that's being taken away from these kids right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're so innocent, they're so pure. They're not even like Colin's the only one who's even trying to fight at all, and they're like, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. These things. These are the things they're thinking back to the worst thing they've ever done in their life.
To the parents.
We're adults, right? We can all think about what the worst thing we might have done in our lives were. It's so far beyond this. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I mean, good for you. But in general,
It's like, all right.
I kind of tripped a little kid one time on purpose. But it was on the carpet. It was like on.
Was he running?
man.
Yeah, he was running around the table nonstop. And I was like,
how
bro.
old are you?
I was probably like 16.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I thought you was like I was 30.
No, that's crazy.
You gonna learn.
The kid didn't get too hurt, but
Okay.
they did like, they fell and they started crying because they were scared from the fall.
But I did really, really enjoy that innocence that he's highlighting
What?
for these kids. You're wild, bro.
No, I thought of another thing you told me.
What?
What you did.
About what?
It's not as bad, but I swear you told me where like it was like I think it was like basketball or whatever, and I don't remember it was the kid tried shooting and you jumped in the air like and just like tossed it like
Oh, absolutely.
or it was
Absolutely. A little kid was trying to shoot the ball and I blocked
it was like a little
man.
like so little.
The kid was probably like 4.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
It was like
Gotta learn early. Yeah, you gotta learn early, bro.
4, bro?
Yeah, bro.
and like slammed
Life is gonna disappoint. I gotta teach that. Who else taught him
Where
that?
was his parent at?
They were probably a really good family, so there was no disappointment. He needed
Oh,
some.
man, bro. I'm trying to think what I would do if my 4-year-old tried to shoot at some adult just block.
You would have got yours blocked too. You thought this wasn't for everybody? Everybody who stepped on that court that day was getting blocked, bro. Hello?
You think you are, man?
The person that's gonna block your shot.
Oh, man.
You gotta feel some disappointment today.
Terrible.
That's how you build character. Now that kid is probably like succeeding in life somehow. Dentist.
Stop it. Get some help.
Don't put on Michael Jordan. Bro.
Yeah. Anyway, I did think it was great to show the removal of innocence for all these kids. Ripley's moment, I really felt for Colin because if you remember, he just saw his dad get sniped off an island and fall into the underworld, and now I was the reason for that. Technically.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm the reason for this with my
That's
mom.
a good point out.
And I was like, dang, like this dude having the worst day of his life. Like, this is crazy. And Shanks just dubbed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this in one day.
Yeah, bro.
Kind of tough.
He's having a bad day.
Kind of tough. I think Luffy punched him too, if I remember. I mean,
No,
He was
gonna, right?
yeah, you
okay.
lost to Luffy really one side.
I mean, that's minor. But in general, he's having some issues here. I did think it was beautifully done. All the parents like getting there and protecting the kids and making sure they know, like, hey, you're not going through this alone. They're crying. It's really emotional. One thing I did have a problem with, there's clearly not enough room for Ripley to be on this edge, bro. It's like, just continuity wise. Like, Oda, come on, bro. Like,
This is what we're doing.
this
is what we're doing?
I was being even more petty when I was reading it. I was like, "Go! What are they taking so long? Go grab the kids!" Like that. I was reading it like, I get it. Emotional effect, dramatic effect. Hurry it up.
We're ledge scaling.
Yo, listen. Yo, you realize how quick Ripley would have to be
That's
to
what I'm
close this
saying.
distance
Listen, bro.
to get there?
She's a runner.
From
She's
where
a
she
track
was
star.
Hey,
Hey,
man,
she is a giant. You know what I'm saying?
listen.
They're on a giant island, which I do understand.
And she got
so-
her thighs out, so she out, bro.
Yeah. that kid shading his mom in class out loud. Like I thought, like, oh, he dreamt of his mom. That's one thing. This dude said, "My mom." I was like, "No, mama, no." I did think there was a lot of really, really touching moments, man. Like, and Lawrence highlighted this, or I think you might have highlighted it too, Larry. It's not just parental love. Like, Anji is doing this for Joanna.
Yeah.
It's like this is the love a teacher has for their student. Roto's doing this for his little brother. You know, like grandparents. It's all these people that can show you. It's showing the exact polar opposite of what Somers feels.
Yeah.
You can have true, genuine love for people. They don't have to be your love, like your direct sibling. They don't have to be your parent or child, etc. Like there's love here in all different shapes, forms, and sizes. And Somers, man, I put a poll up earlier about whether he's like redeemable, whether or not he's the worst character in One Piece, and like he's definitely in contention right now.
Yeah.
Like the things he's doing, this he's saying, like he's laughing at them for doing this. He's taking pure joy in it, changing his shade so he can get a better view. And then he's calling them dumb, stupid, martyrs for love. Like
Garbage.
I can't wait for this dude to lose. Like probably more so than anybody, because for the most part, when we get characters like this, they're not typically combatants.
Yeah.
You know, like you said Charlos earlier. I thought Spandam. I thought Orochi. The lowest of the low. They're not typically guys that can also fight.
Yeah.
The only ones we got that were kind of Caesar, who wasn't really a fighter, and Queen, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, we're finally getting somebody who's in this ilk, but also a combatant, and so we're gonna see them get beat down. Not just, oh, he got cracked one time by Luffy, or oh,
Pause.
we're gonna see an actual beatdown of this character.
Yeah.
So
hopefully.
I'm looking forward to that more so than I probably ever have been in my life for a character like this. So
Yeah.
I'm excited, and I'm hoping it's my boy Sanji that does it. So
Yeah, because Saji's like the passion love guy,
Mhm.
and this guy's like he uses love against you.
yeah,
So seeing Sanji overcome that, being the warrior of righteousness in that way to take him down, can be justifying. So yeah.
I will say Doflamingo is an example of somebody who was like that, but he was always made to look cool too.
Yeah.
It's a little different. He was like a charismatic guy. But that's it for me.
Yeah. This part of the chapter was so special. There have been a lot of mind-blowingly great moments in Elbaf throughout the arc. But I'll go on record and say this is the single best written sequence of events in the entire arc, and it's not even close. Oda absolutely cooked with this emotional tragedy. Honestly, a part of me wishes the chapter had ended right here. And then we got hit with the 2-week break that we got coming up, just to let the community sit with the question whether these children really bit the bullet.
That's mad. Oh my god.
That's kind of Celestial Dragon of you.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro.
That's kind of crazy. I should consider, yeah.
Get
that's-
better help.
Yeah. While I was reading, you could feel how powerful Oda's writing was. The desperation, the helplessness, the love. Every character is struggling with the reality of an incoming passing. And these children are feeling regret for things that don't even matter anymore, bro. Wishing they'd been better, wishing they'd appreciated their loved ones more while staring down a future that no longer exists. And then you have Ripley embracing her son, fully accepting that if her child is going to pass, he won't pass alone. She isn't just being a parent in the moments when her son misbehaved. She's being a parent in the final moments of his life, choosing to end hers with him so he doesn't have to be afraid. Because let's be honest, no parent should be burying their kid.
Yeah. My son's gonna live.
Right.
John Q.
My son's gonna bury me.
Right.
Yeah.
And that single act inspires every other parent, every parental figure to do the same. For goodness sake, Joanna's story is only 4 panels long. Like right here.
Yeah.
And it nearly brought me to tears while I was reading it. And I wasn't reacting to it this week. So I was full-blown engaged. You know what I'm saying? It even had me thinking, maybe Roto isn't that bad. Just for a second. And I remember the slaves.
Everybody redeemable.
You know what I'm saying? Oda is a straight up genius when it comes to writing human emotion. This is an incredibly dark event, but this is why we love One Piece as well. Moments like this remind us just how powerful and how important love really is. And then there's Sommers, the absolute worst kind of person imaginable. He feels genuine joy watching all of this unfold, and it perfectly illustrates just how irredeemably evil he is, right? So I've never been a fan, I would say, of the idea of Sanji having Conqueror's Haki. I don't think it really makes sense right now for me. But if I had to throw logic out of the window, I would pick this moment for him to awaken it. It would be right here. Just so this man of love can beat the living heck out of the man with no love and show him what love can really do. I would really like that. I really would.
That made me think. So in this case, right, we got to think of like the situation where it can apt where Sanji draws it. We see how he is, his character. Do you think it's going to be a play where it's, I guess, either Robin and Nami or just Nami plays into a situation where Sommers has this situation where it's a sadistic thing and Nami's life at danger with the thorns around her or whatever, and the only way Sanji can get to them, either Robin or Nami or just Nami, right, is his awakening his conquerors to break through. Do you think we're going to get something like that? Like,
I don't know. It would be the best bet because Sanji clearly don't be caring about kids. We saw that on Punk Hazard.
Oh man.
So listen, man, that would probably be the only way, you know, but you know, I don't know. We'd have to see. Lastly, I did want to point out that in Colin's flashback with his mother, he's holding a toy of Emmett.
Oh yeah, I had that in my one note that I had.
Yeah.
I did have that.
So could this possibly imply that Emmett was actually built on Elbaf? Emmett had all of Elbaf's traits, right? And if so, is it also possible the ancient kingdom existed on one of the Elbaf branches we haven't discovered yet? Would that also explain the structure on Elbaf that Vegapunk occupied, which was said to be 3,000 years old? It might even connect to the giant straw hat in Mari Joa, potentially reinforcing the idea that Joy Boy was confirmed to be from the ancient kingdom, but he can also just be from Elbaf too. Not to mention, Elbaf was called the Nation of D by Emu. If all this lines up, it could be a real major reveal that the ancient kingdom is actually on Elbaf.
So I'm trying to think of how does the flooding play into it? Because you know how the
It never flooded away.
It's like up there where there's so much room.
The sun, the heaven realm.
Yeah. Could be. I like that though. Or at least built on there.
Yeah.
Or at least been there. Like something. For whatever reason, his name rang out in Elbaf.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just.
And also, like, Colin's really young.
Yeah.
So, like, who told him about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, was it Gabon? Was it Shanks? Was it Ripley? Is it part of the Harley text? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to remember if the Harley text had, like, the mural had a robot on there, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be that.
Kind of on it.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe that's why. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But somebody took the time to make that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Roto,
Wait, make what?
the toy.
Oh, the toy itself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who knows? Interesting, though. I was like, damn it. That's weird.
That's my boy.
Yeah. But you know what doesn't make sense about the theory? Is that if the 4 road poneglyph just point to Elbaf, that doesn't kind of make sense.
A lot of people would have been here already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it needs to be the ancient kingdom. It could be a part of it.
The only thing is that I go back to Skypiea. And like Skypiea was Skypiea, right? Like the clouds, whatever. And then they had to go up the giant beanstalk. And at the very top of it, they found the golden bell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, if we haven't been to the heaven realm just yet, why haven't we? It's not even been talked about.
Yeah. It's almost like it's almost like we may not even get it. To me, I don't know why Oda wouldn't give us it. But I'm trying to play with the storyline now and how things are going with the Knights attacking and Emu's control. How does this lead to the Hell Realm? Because like if anyone's up there, are you not gonna come down and help? Or
It kind of makes me think also as well that if Vegapunk's first thing was to take Egghead and throw it into the clouds, what's to stop the Ancient Kingdom, who is also advanced in technology, to throw themselves into the clouds? And maybe the Ancient Kingdom didn't sink into the ocean. Maybe it's just been in the air the entire time. And that's where it points to. And then you get the Luffy meme.
going up. He foreshadowed the entire time.
It's interesting.
Luffy who becomes Nika foreshadowed that it was always up.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be crazy.
That was just my ideas, but yeah. All right, let's do 6 super chats, guys. If you haven't liked the video yet, please hit that like button real quick for us. If you haven't joined our Discord yet either, click the link tree in the video description below.
All right. We got 6 months at Warlord status from Saucy12. Hey, Top, how y'all doing? Doing well.
Good.
Hope you're doing well, too. This one is for the twins. We only got one today. Zoro versus Kid and Law, same time. Who you got? I thought I'd ask because Seb and Larry got into it over the matchup.
It's funny. Lionel brought this question to me because apparently, like, you guys, it was being discussed or whatever, and I was thinking about it. My honest opinion is, I'm gonna be real with you. Kid got nothing for Zoro. He got absolutely nothing. Like, to me, it's the same way. I'm not trying to bring it to this argument because it's a different topic, but it's literally the same thing where I'll bring up to you with the whole Marco versus Cat thing. In every category, Cat beats Marco, and it's not close. Like, you know? And to me, that applies into, the only difference is like, Kid's a conqueror and Marco's not, right? But even in that aspect, he doesn't even know how to use his conqueror's ability, right? So that aspect where Kid has nothing for Zoro, right? Because Zoro beats him in every category: fighting ability, smart fighting, speed, technique, skill, Haki, you name it, defense, whatever. And he just beats him and pretty one-sidedly in every category, right? So now it goes up to Law and Zoro, right? To me, Law is stronger than Kid. He's a better fighter than him. He's smarter fighter than him. Has more capability. And also, too, Law has the head for where he could actually grow in a fight. Zoro shows more than that to both of them because I believe the way they show that Zoro and Luffy are like fighting Jesus, they're able to learn and grow pretty quickly in a fight and adapt. Kid shows no adaptability in a fight, where Law shows that he can adapt. And we've seen how he's trained with Doflamingo, whatever. So I think it's more of a fight between Law and Zoro. But now, obviously, it's both of them, right? And I'm not saying that Zoro is this level, right? But how I see it, the one and only confirmed attack with Haki we seen Kid take pretty much took him out, like, to death. Yes, it's by Shanks. I'm not saying that Zoro is Shanks' level, whatever, right? But the one, because also, too, it was a flying blade technique, too, that Shanks hit Kid with. And it is damn near, like, I'm talking about, like, death, right? To that level. So if Zoro's fighting with that, once, and it could be a thing, it could be even a 5-bait technique, what I believe that Zoro could just do, and hits Kid, Kid is done, right? It is over. It will take only Law trying to teleport his body over thing, right? But with Law's observation, everything, Zoro's observation, everything, like, we've seen that people hiding their presence, Zoro could attack that. So, to me, Zoro shouldn't be able to beat them, but I don't rule where Zoro's saying it's impossible for Zoro to do it. Zoro has a chance of taking them both out. But, because it's 2 against 1 in their level, it should be Kid and Law. But, again, Kid has nothing for Zoro. Law has more, but then also, too, Haki-wise, Zoro's stronger than, Zoro's Haki stronger than Law's. The only thing is this, like, even said that Law is just tricky because of his ability-wise. you give Zoro time throughout the fight, which I believe he will adapt to law, he has a chance of taking him out, right? The biggest issue is going to be them teleporting. You know? But again, speed-wise, Zoro has never showed the struggle with anybody who's ever using speed, even as fast as Albert or whatever. You know? So that's going to be the trickiest thing is the teleporting, because Kaido even showed that, that ability is annoying because you keep moving people around and teleporting, right? But I've also seen Law get speed blitzed. So, Kid and Law should win, but to me, there's a high chance that Zoro could take it. So, if I'm going percentage-wise, to me, honestly, I'm going to split it right down the middle. It's 50-50.
Okay.
But to me personally, I can see Zoro winning.
Okay. I wholeheartedly disagree, but y'all got my take on it last week or 2 weeks ago. So, I don't remember. All right. We got another 8 months at knockout status from Snegeg. I don't know how to say this. Senegeg? I don't know. It says, can't beat Zoro. I think that's a reference to Loki, but we'll talk about that later. Another 5 from Minimum Wage Mink. Sommer said, that's not my Elbaf kid. That is a Caucasian from the mountains of Caucasus. The giant got 7...
Whose white baby is that?
That giant got a 730 credit score right now. The hashtag 12 years Larry's Pasta Boy. What is happening, bro? Thank you, Minimum Wage. Another 10 from Benji1K. Still not fully caught up, but I still listen to y'all through my work days.
Oh, thank you.
I just came to drop in and say what's up and pay my dues to Sir Larry and the mighty Milkman. Hashtag Plan B sponsor. Hashtag like the stream. Hey, man. He's got to educate people. That's all I try to do. Another 5 from Keckers. It says, people keep trying to make Emu's name mean something backwards when Mu already means Void, a.k.a. Void Sentry. And there's tons of anime villains named Mu. It's a good point, Keckers. Good point. Another 5 from Saucy. Since Lawrence hates animals, he'd love JoJo's. Also, did y'all play God of War growing up? Yes. If so, how do y'all feel about the trilogy remaster? Hashtag BBC, hashtag fire. Oh, it's funny. Larry hit the chat the other day to ping Lawrence to let him know that the trilogy was being remastered. And he was so excited, and Lawrence was so excited. I was like, oh, this is mad cute. y'all don't understand. Lawrence used to love God of War, and like, that one scene, I think we've talked about on the pod before, where you beat up Zeus and like you can infinitely punch him. Lawrence was tapping X or square or whatever for like an hour, just trying to see if something would happen.
Savage.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
My defense, I thought there would be a reward.
No, bro,
like, do you know when you play God of War, it'll be an award to pop up, like you did achieve something. I'm thinking hatred for Zeus or whatever. Yeah. Also, the game tailored you to not like Zeus from the get. He was a punk, you know, kind of a coward or whatever. And also, I want to add, I do not hate animals. Okay, I love animals. I had to get that out there because they were like, "Oh, he didn't deny it." I love animals. All right, but
my name come up.
Another 280 from Purple D Popcorn. Broke up on the 14th because she spoiled this chapter. Hey man, that's a valid reason to break up with your girl, in my opinion. It is. All right. That's 6.
Oh, that's 6? So, yeah. All right. Let's get back to the chapter. If you guys haven't liked the video yet, please hit that like button. All right. For the final part of the chapter, we cut to the underworld, where something comes crashing down from the sky. It slams into a white surface, resting on top of a massive black object. That something turns out to be the parents and children, and somehow they've landed safely. Ripley asks Colin where they are. Colin says he doesn't know, but everyone's alive. One by one, the others start to get up. We then pan out and learn the reason they survived. The Gum Gum Tummy Cracker. Everyone immediately starts poking it, and whoever it is yells at them to get off already. Confusion spreads. Is that Luffy? A figure in all black tells everyone to listen up. Once they reach the Sun World, they need to get off his back immediately because it'll interfere with fighting. Luffy in Gear 5 laughs and says all these people just started falling out of nowhere and that it's a good thing they happen to be passing by. Loki quickly shuts that down, saying it's not a good thing. He's a destroyer, and he doesn't guarantee anyone's survival. And with that, here we go. We jump back to the Sun World. Somers holds out his hand, catching snow, completely confused as to why it's suddenly snowing. Then thunder rolls. Lightning crashes. The ground begins to shake as snow and lightning rage together. Everyone takes notice. Giants near Yarul hear a rhythm, a familiar beat, as Elbaf itself begins to tremble. Yarul explains that on an exceedingly rare day, when snow and lightning combine, a vast beast blankets the sky, and with the sounds of the drums of liberation, the sun god appears. Somers' face drops in absolute shock. Emu takes notice as well. And then we see it. Loki in his full dragon form, with a giant, laughing Luffy riding on top of him, marveling at just how huge he is, while Ragnar, in its squirrel form, clings to Loki's horn. All around them, the remaining sleep tids are being wiped out. And that's where the chapter ends. So, Seb, what are your final thoughts on the chapter?
All right, so I loved it. I think I said this a long time ago when I said I love it when Luffy's the reason why something works out for people that had absolutely no idea that Luffy's even really involved. It happened in Onigashima when Luffy split the sky and they opened up the clouds so that the Dukes could see the moon and use Sulong and win their fights. It turned the tide of the battle on some way because they just took out calamities and calamity level people in Prospero and Jack. I feel like I got a similar feeling here when Luffy and Loki are just casually going up to the realm they need to get to, and they're able to save all these kids and their parents. You know, you knew it was gonna happen, but I love it when it does happen like that.
Yeah.
The conversation between them was funny to me because Loki's still trying to play into this persona. I'm a destroyer. It's like, bro, shut up, man. Like we know. I know what you really like. You know what I'm saying? I also thought it was funny because like the parents are waking up because they took like major damage and injury from this, but the kids didn't. So like Colin's like perfectly fine, just happy his mom's alive. Like mom, like you know. I was confused at the gum tummy cracker. Like that's just Luffy stretching his stomach out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't sure what was happening exactly. Because when we see him again, he's very clearly not in that mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, wait, like what was happening? Because when I first saw it, I thought it was Loki's eye. That's what I thought. Like I thought they landed on his eye, and I was like, yo, what's happening right now? Like this is kind of weird. The snow and lightning and Yarul's speech. I was wondering where he learned that from. And obviously he's older. He's one of the elders. He's probably gotten a lot of information from whoever. But in general, they're talking like a prophecy now. They're talking like something's going to happen. And when they say like a vast beast will blanket the sky with its presence and bring the drums of liberation and the sun god. And I'm like, okay, so my mind went to a lot of places here when I read this, because if Loki is supposed to represent some major figure here in the lore of One Piece, and Luffy's obviously supposed to represent the sun god Nika, like these were probably the two fruits that Rox was referring to when he was trying to talk to Harold. This was Rox's vision. You have this with Ragnar, potentially. I don't know if he had thoughts on Ragnar or not. I'll have the Nika fruit, and we can take over the world together. We can defeat the Celestial Dragons. We can beat Emu. This combination right here, this fruit with me with that other fruit, which I had my theory about Elbaf being like the Nika fruit being the guardian deity of Elbaf. Like I don't know if that's necessarily the case anymore with this fruit being what it is, but in general, like I think this was Rox's vision. And does Rox know of this prophecy? Like is this something that he learned somehow with the blanketing of the sky, the beast, etc.? My mind also went to, and I will have to shout out Mr. Morge and Chris for sending me the video. He dropped the video saying that this creature is, or theory, is the winged fire-breathing creature from the mural on Elbaf. And I didn't think that immediately when I read the chapter. I was thinking of the Needauger and other things that people have already theorized. I didn't think about the mural, but when I thought about it, I'm like, yo, it makes perfect sense. In that theory, he goes on to say that he believes that Loki, with this fruit, will end up being the one to destroy the Red Line. And he referenced like quotes from Dory and Broggy way back on Little Garden about the red serpent. And I was like, okay, that all really works for me. So I kind of really like that. Because I've been saying for a long time, I felt Loki was entirely too strong to be a next Straw Hat. And obviously, technically, like, this form doesn't, like, prove that, but I feel like it lends to that line of thinking in general. So I would like for him to have a more major role than just being one of Luffy's, like, I don't want to say henchmen, but crewmates. The picture itself was absolutely fire. And in general, Luffy's seemingly in a giant form right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so much smaller than Loki is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Loki's like 100 times bigger than Luffy right now in his giant form. So I'm like, this is the biggest creature we've seen in the show. Like, this is Onigashima's head level almost. I might be tripping. I'm not great with size scaling like that in One Piece. Is he bigger than Onigashima's skull? Probably not, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so? Okay. But he's at least large like that. So, with all that said, I gotta ask you, Larry. You still think Zoro could beat him?
Yeah.
Bro, you wildin', bro. You really wildin', bro. I know he hasn't shown anything particularly, but his presence is out here changing the environment.
That's fine. Big Mom was changing the environment.
And Zoro can't beat her either. You get what I'm saying?
But he's not beating Big Mom.
That statement, Zoro can't beat Big Mom. I don't know if
A lot of what the community is doing is getting the overall hype of what this Devil Fruit can do and the size of it, right? We've already proven that Haki not only nullifies Devil Fruit users and their abilities, but it also is able to have that person with superior Haki to amount to a bigger person with physical attributes they don't have. This was proven with Rox and Herald. This was proven with Roger and Whitebeard, right? All these people with really good Haki can amount to people who are physically bigger than them. Devil Fruit users also get canceled out most times because of a really good Devil Fruit user. A really good Haki user. If this Haki user is able to utilize the most superior form of Haki, right? Which is Conqueror's Haki, then they have a higher chance of beating somebody that only knows the basic Conqueror's Haki aptitudes of Haki, right? And they have this Devil Fruit, but it's not really like meaning much right now. I don't see Zoro losing to this individual. It's again, if you don't want to put importance on Haki, you don't have to. But when we do discuss Haki and its relevancy to the story, it shows these people who have Conqueror's Haki and can utilize it to its highest forms are usually the strongest people on the show, hands down.
I'm going to tell you this right now, and I know I don't have much to like base it off of. I'm very confident that Loki's a superior Haki user than Zoro is.
How? What shows that?
The fact that he was able to box with Herald, man.
You keep bringing up this box with Herald thing. What does that mean? Herald wasn't using Conqueror's Haki.
But Conqueror's Haki users were incapable of rendering him unconscious.
Why was that?
They weren't as strong as Loki was.
No.
In that moment.
What? Are you giving Loki credit for beating Herald?
Yeah. He still knocked him out of the mode that he was in. It took physicality and Haki usage to do that. He didn't just do it.
Well, the brand was scarred, right? The brand was
scarred
taken. Okay, that's cool. But if any of the other Conqueror's Haki users like Shanks or Gibbon accidentally hit the scar.
We don't know that. We do not know that.
Let me ask you something. Do you think Loki purposely hit that Covenant brand on purpose?
Probably not, no.
Right. So Loki had the, off chance that he hit the brand. The brand then offered up Harold his consciousness back. And then Harold, having consciousness and having his ability to not fight anymore when he was being forced to, then tells Loki to end his life, proving that Loki didn't have to fight off the Conqueror's Haki that he was emitting already. So he essentially defeated Harold, who wasn't utilizing or even leaking Haki.
But the point is, you're saying that Loki happened to attack the
brand.
The brand.
Yes.
But we had multiple people on that island that were fighting Harold that even knew about the brand's existence. Shanks has one himself, and he didn't either one think to do that, or didn't happen to attack it and get him knocked out in any way.
Okay.
So it's like either one, Shanks is an idiot, or two, he wasn't strong enough to do that in the first place.
So you think that Emu just lets everybody know what the weaknesses of the brand are?
No, but Shanks has a brand.
Okay.
At the minimum, he has some elevated knowledge that even Loki didn't have.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, if Shanks is trying to stop Harold,
how would he know that?
Fighting him, he has a brand himself, Larry. He has one.
Okay, so he has this brand. So you think that he's trying to find the weaknesses of the brand?
He was actively trying to stop Harold without killing him.
Okay.
That was what he was trying to do.
How many people landed a shot on Harold in that castle?
A lot of people did.
How many of those people were stronger or close in strength to Gabon or Shanks?
Just those two.
Right. Yet, they didn't land attacks on Harold where his arm had the brand.
Okay.
Harold also didn't have control of his body and his actions.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say here is, if Shanks and Gabon knew that if the brand is somehow scratched or has to regenerate and would give Harold his consciousness back, they would have done so.
Therefore, saying even if they tried,
Loki accidentally hit it. Oda clearly signified that the brand was not intact. Then Harold gets his consciousness back and then tells Loki to stall off on him while he has the chance to. So he didn't fight Harold or defeat him when Harold was at his best, or even when Harold was at his weakest.
But I'm saying, even in a scenario where they're all here, and if you want to say it's plot, cool. They didn't get that brand to be damaged enough. Gabon, Shanks, 100 plus ancient guards, Yarul, etc. They weren't able to get Harold to that point.
Right.
Loki was.
Right.
We already got Luffy feeling his presence. And again, that's just Haki. Because he was chained up with Sea Stone from basically, I don't say an island away, but an entire realm of Elbaf away. Luffy's feeling his presence.
Yeah.
Like, the way narrative works, this man is seemingly a much stronger, more important character than just a guy that Zoro can beat like that. Like, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how much more you gotta see from the dude. Like the fact that Shanks basically became a Yonko defeating him, seemingly. Like, I'm sorry. He's just boxing at a level dudes like Zoro ain't at yet.
Right.
He just is.
Okay.
There's no convincing me that Zoro would have been able to perform anywhere near the level that Loki was able to perform versus Harold. That is not happening right now. That Zoro doesn't exist for another 100 or so chapters, maybe.
Right.
So it's like, to me, I don't know how we can be in this space where we're reading what we're reading, hearing what we're hearing, getting what we're getting from important characters. You just agreed that this dude is basically on the mural as a isolated figure, potentially even fighting the Red Line himself. But you're still going to tell me that Zoro, as he is now, can possibly defeat this man. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't.
So what you're doing and what the community is doing once again is that you're choosing to believe in narrative so heavily that any of the evidence pointing to the opposite of strength that they're supposed to signify within the story is working against you, right? So you're not allowing for any belief that currently Loki doesn't have the Haki aptitude at all. You're saying like, because he hasn't shown it, narrative says he has to have it. Therefore, any of the things that previously Loki was doing is just somehow you got to accept it. And that's not true. I'm telling you right now, it's been multiple times we've seen people who are either under Domi Reversi or under any of the covenants, right? Such as what Harold was doing and is possessed. They're not fighting to their highest capabilities. Haki is not being controlled efficiently. They're also not fighting the way they usually fight. They allow attacks to happen on them nonstop. If Loki looked at Ragnar, tried to bang out with it, and its Conqueror's Haki failed in order to overcome it, and it broke Loki's hammer, I don't think that happens with Zoro and his swords. I'm sorry. I see Zoro actively utilizing Conqueror's Haki in a way that Loki does not. And it seems to be a very much higher form because he was able to defeat Albert with it. Your opinion is, no matter what Zoro has shown in his capabilities of using Haki in a more advanced form than Loki, I have to assume Loki is always going to be victorious because the story demands it. And I don't work that way. I'll never work that way. You have to show me you have it. And if you don't have it, then you're not winning.
But would you're not even accepting that what Harold said is, in my opinion,
what did Harold say, my brother?
That Loki is a Conqueror's Haki user.
Cool. Kid is a Conqueror's Haki
14
user.
years ago, he said this.
That's okay.
He's been traveling the sea and fighting since then, fighting Shanks level opponents.
How do you know he
since
fought
then.
Shanks? How do you know he fought Shanks?
Part of Loki's story is that Shanks defeated him.
Okay.
We don't know exactly what happened.
Right.
But that's part of the story.
Right.
Like,
And then why did Shanks defeat Loki?
we don't know.
Well, apparently he has Nidhogg, right? Apparently he has Conqueror's Haki, like you've said. So what did Shanks do who's physically not as capable as him, right? Not as great as him, not as strong as him, right? Not as grand as him.
He used his
and
Haki to
he
do
doesn't
so.
have a Devil Fruit.
He uses Haki to defeat him.
Right.
Are you trying to tell me that Zoro can use Shanks level Hakis, Larry?
No, I'm not saying that.
That's seemingly what it would take.
Okay, so again, you're getting very excited. What I'm saying is he doesn't need to be Shanks level. My point is that Haki was enough to beat Loki. It was enough to beat his Nidhogg power.
But it's not Haki.
Right.
It's not Haki.
Right.
It's a certain level of Haki and proficiency and use that Zoro has yet to showcase.
Right.
That's my issue.
Okay, so again, you don't need to have Shanks' Conqueror's Haki in order to beat Loki. You just need to have Conqueror's Haki that's at an advanced form and capable of being utilized, which is what Loki doesn't have. Loki has never shown me he could utilize Ragnar, infuse Conqueror's Haki into it the way Zoro does with Enma and his swords, and be able to overcome somebody else who's basically unbeatable. Loki can't do that. So already, I'm telling you, if your Haki is better than Loki's, you're going to defeat him. And so far, Zoro has shown he has better Conqueror's Haki utilization. He can tap into a different form of it. I seen basic Conqueror's Haki from Shanks, one-shot Kid. Kid has Conqueror's Haki. Shanks wasn't using the advanced forms of Conqueror's Haki against him. If you have a better Haki than the other person, you're gonna win. That's how the show is. This is how the upper tiers are. That's how it's always going to go. Especially the ones that have Conqueror's Haki. At this point, you're not accepting that Zoro could tap into a level of Conqueror's Haki that Loki just can't. You're already saying that Loki can. That's what you're saying. You're saying Loki could do that.
Yeah. I saw him clash with Harold and shake Elbaf. Like, that's not happening. I'm out.
Put it this way.
I'll
Put it this way. When Loki and Harold clashed, how many of those giants in the room fell asleep? They went unconscious. How many of them? Or were they still up? Tell me. How many? Because from what I remember, it was none of them. None of them fell to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Was the castle itself destroyed?
No.
Right. Do you remember if the clouds separated or were splitting the sky?
No.
Right. Why was that? Because Harold wasn't capable of utilizing his Conqueror's Haki. He was just leaking Conqueror's Haki out while he was fighting. Therefore, Loki can just clash with him if he wanted to. And again, Loki wasn't able to overcome the basic Conqueror's Haki that wasn't being utilized by Harold. At this point, you're saying Harold he's at his very best. He used his strongest Conqueror's Haki, which he didn't. The same thing he used against rocks. Harold can hit somebody without touching them, yet he didn't use it. Why not? Why didn't he use it? Why not? If Loki is that strong and he could compete, why didn't Loki not touch when they clashed too?
For one,
right.
We don't.
How many times did Loki infuse Conqueror's Haki into Ragnar?
You don't think? To me, he definitely did it to take the last blow he did to Harold.
Absolutely.
The last blow he did to Harold to take to end Harold's life.
And how much Conqueror's Haki was Harold using at that moment?
None.
Right. This is like essentially you standing up and me going, yo, I'm going to put a glove on made out of metal and I'm just going to stall off on you. And you're like, yeah, please do it. And you're like, but Loki gets credit. I get credit for hitting you that way. I'm strong because I did that. What? No.
But Harold still has his regenerative abilities up. If it wasn't strong enough to bypass all of the Covenant's healing abilities, it would have to be a certain level to bypass all of it because Harold was still regenerating though. It would have to be strong enough to bypass all of Emu's Covenant abilities. And that's what Loki showed. And the fight ended relatively quickly, right? He got into that state quickly and then ended it in one shot with his Conqueror's Haki.
If Sanji went up to Whitebeard in his prime and Whitebeard just wasn't using any type of Haki and Sanji just decided to kick him with his strongest attack, is Whitebeard going to be knocked out or not?
No. This is Whitebeard. You said not.
If Whitebeard allowed Sanji to use his strongest attack, look what happened with Luffy on Whole Cake Island.
Mm-hmm.
Look how strong Luffy is and what he was capable of utilizing at that point. And look what Sanji did to him while he wasn't attacking him back or using Haki to attack him back. Look what Black Maria did to Sanji just so she wouldn't hurt her hands. So he didn't use any type of Haki against her. Look what she did to him. Look how damaged he was.
I didn't hear your original question just now. It was if Whitebeard in his prime allowed Sanji to kick him
dead in his chin, not using any Haki. He said, yo, stall off on me as hard as possible.
Whitebeard good.
Yeah, I think
what are we doing?
Okay.
Sanji?
I literally saw Film Red where there was literally regular people punching Shanks in his face and literally causing him to bleed.
Bro. Larry, you tweaking, bro. Tweaking. But we disagree. It's all right. I was hoping you might change your tone, attitude.
Absolutely not.
We gotta get older to start drawing Loki, use some Conqueror's Haki attacks, and you'll probably switch up then. But when it happens,
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I know you're gonna move on, but to me it's like I feel like also Harold even said it though when he mentioned, and you could argue when Harold tried to go after the fruit himself, but he recognized before this he couldn't acquire the fruit, the Elbaf fruit. He only recognized, that he had the strength to do it after the Covenant. And then doubted Loki's ability to do it. He's like, dude, it has said no to every single Elbaf king beforehand. Then Loki actually does it. And then after Loki does it by using his Conqueror's Haki to beat Ragnar, comes to Harold. Harold says, show me his power. You actually did it. Then charges at Loki. Loki ends the fight within seconds.
Yeah.
With his ability. Right? Probably in his, I'm thinking maybe his hybrid.
I don't know if it was seconds, but
it was like 2 hits. And after Harold attacked first.
You don't know what was too
Attacked first, ended it, and then knocked him out of that place where Harold regained his composure, where he's able to hold back his body. While Harold is still regenerating, though, then one more hit with his Conqueror's Haki, Loki hits it without touching, obliterating all of the effects of the Covenant and the strength that the renowned super strength that comes with the Covenant. So to me, it's like Loki showed a lot of Haki from then on, and then this is also then, and then 14 years later.
So you think that Harold himself is weaker than Loki before he picked up Ragnar?
If Harold himself, like, with the Covenant,
Harold
before the
at his
Covenant,
prime, do you think he's stronger than Loki when Loki went to go pick up Ragnar?
I'm gonna be real. At first, I thought Harold is stronger than Loki. Right? Like, to me, it's like, how would I think that Loki's stronger than him? But I'm basing it off that statement that he says right here. That
I'm not asking for a statement. I'm asking you, do you think Harold in his prime is stronger than Loki when he went to go grab Ragnar?
But I'm basing off Harold's statement. He's saying
I don't
that
care
Loki.
what Harold says.
No, but that's
He's
factor.
using context to support his thought process.
I'm trying to say is that from what Harold's alluding to,
but I need you to be
he's
consistent.
trying to say that I am being consistent.
No, because you've also said that Rayleigh would have just beat Blackbeard if we're using context, right? Based on what Rayleigh said, not being able to fight Blackbeard because he thought he was too weak.
But what did Blackbeard also do, though?
Again, this is what we're talking about, right?
No, but Blackbeard also showed fear to fight Ray.
My question to you is, through everything we saw with Rox and Harold, and that was Harold, not even in his prime yet, prime Harold, and how strong he was, do you think he's weaker than the Loki that was going after Ragnar to go eat the devil fruit? Yes or no?
Harold says that Loki achieved something that he could not do.
What do you think
with
that
his
was?
strength?
What do you think that was? You think that was actual strength?
What else would it be? Loki legit beat Ragnar with his Conqueror's Haki. Harold's saying that it's something he could not do, but with the Covenant, he was able to do it now. So what else can I take from that?
So
he even doubted Loki able to do it at the time, but Loki surprised him and did it anyway. So based off this, Harold did something that Loki did something that Harold said that I could not do before the Covenant.
So you're telling me that Prime Harold is weaker than that Loki we saw? Yeah.
Based off Harold's statement?
Yes.
I'm saying
are you saying yes?
I'm saying Loki achieved something that Prime Harold said he couldn't do.
Is he weaker?
I don't know.
We did all this talking for an answer of I don't know. You're just going off of based on what he said, but you won't go off of what Rayleigh said. This is why I can't take the inconsistencies of argument, bro.
Did Blackbeard show fear to fight Ray at that time? Did Blackbeard want to fight Ray?
Now we got to go off of what people are actually doing with action instead of what they said.
Are you sure, Sebastian? Have I ever changed that point?
Bro.
Have I ever changed that point? I've always said Blackbeard showed fear. What is the difference between Blackbeard running away from Shanks and running away from Kaino?
He feels fear.
Did I bring that up?
He feels fear. Oh my God.
So
meanwhile, this dude is like, yo, I literally can't beat him, and you won't believe him though.
So Blackbeard showing fear and not wanting to fight someone and running away does not matter now.
You are out
does not matter now.
You are out of your mind. If you think that Prime Harold is weaker than Loki going to get Ragnar and eat the devil fruit, if you truly believe that, you are out of your mind.
What if Harold believes it?
This is literally saying Rock.
What if Harold believes it?
I don't care what Harold believes.
Who are we talking about then?
I don't care what Harold believes.
Oh, then why do you believe that?
Do you think
you just said Ray doesn't believe you can beat Blackbeard?
Tell me this.
But you believe
Tell me this.
You believe Ray,
Do you think that Loki can do advanced Conqueror's Haki to where he doesn't touch blades?
Harold?
Loki.
He's shown that he can do it. He showed that he can do it. Literally, in his last attack against Harold, he didn't touch Harold.
Larry's not of the belief that that's what that was.
To me, that's the same where he didn't believe where Garp and Roger were clearly doing to each other. Larry didn't believe that either.
I argued this hard about that.
Yeah, like they're clearly doing it without touching. Loki showed it. Rox and Garp.
Did Loki do it to that sleep tid? It's the same attack, basically, but with ice. Did he do it to the sleep tid?
I gotta go back to it. I gotta look at it.
Did he do it to the sleep tid?
I gotta go to it.
I don't think it's the same.
Did he do it against the tree?
It was last chapter, right?
Like, what did he touch the tree with the hammer?
I think he actually hit the tree. I think he actually hit the tree.
Yeah, I think he hit the tree.
But he didn't touch Harold though. Like he did it like without touching him. Oh, what chapter was it? I'm gonna find it. think it's 71.
It's right here.
So I found it right here. So this one, he's actually touching, but we don't see any Haki being on. It looks like it's just ability. Where the attack against Harold, we saw the Haki into it.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Like this one is just ability.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's clearly Haki. Like a lot of it too. With Harold, a lot of Haki. This one I'm looking at with this one, you don't even see any effect of Haki at all. It's just ability.
Yeah.
From the hammer, I mean. Just ability from the hammer, I'm guessing.
I guess there's a debate to be had as to whether or not this is the lightning that's doing this versus.
No, but you see the black.
No,
you see the traces of Haki.
I agree with you. I'm saying there's credence to why Larry doesn't think.
What chapter is this?
1170. But hey, man. We rarely get Lawrence versus Larry on the pod. I love it. I love it. Good times.
Dude literally is a contradiction. He'll believe Harold, but won't believe Rayleigh.
No, I'm also
contradiction.
But, so you're not factoring Lily Blackbird's show of
I don't
cowardice.
care what Blackbeard was doing.
So
at the end
why
of the
did
day,
what? So
at the
how
end
do
of
you
the
take
day,
one side and not consider the other?
Rayleigh
Then?
said he couldn't beat Blackbeard, and your thought process was like, I don't care what Rayleigh
That's not what I
said.
said. That's not what I said at
Rayleigh
all.
hasn't fought him yet.
No.
To say that he would lose.
All I said
And we
was
had
that,
to argue about that mad times.
What? Ray said in his old age he couldn't possibly be Blackbeard. I go, yes.
Yeah.
But I also factored in, but Blackbeard also showed that, this is also what I said, that he was not confident that he could take on Ray.
yo.
That's all I added.
And guess what? We got to take the word of Harold, who was being possessed by Emu. Literally out of his mind and not talking correctly.
No. What? It wasn't
Right.
like, do they speak out of their
Right.
mind? They kind of stay true to their character, right? And then he
Oh,
legit
they stay true
says,
to their
I
character.
tried. He legit
So
says,
Harold was true to his character the entire time he was under the control.
Harold legit says,
Right.
beforehand,
Right.
before the Covenant, I couldn't do something. Now with the strength, now with the Covenant, I believe I have the strength to take Ragnar because guess what? I tried in the past and I failed.
Man.
Douse Loki for doing it is like, don't even try. I'm the only one that can do it. Then Loki does it.
Or Ragnar has to be compatible with you and has to choose you, and it wouldn't choose Harold or any of the other people that was trying to obtain it. That sounds more like context and narration to me.
Does it? Because we do know that Ragnar, no matter what, attacks you. Harold legit says, the Ragnar won't let you. So that means won't let you. So that means it's going to fight you. Harold,
and then what happened
Loki
with Loki?
legit overpowered Ragnar.
Oh,
so
you think that's what happened? Loki overpowered Ragnar?
Yes.
You don't think that Ragnar just chose Loki?
After getting that knot on his head, yeah.
Right.
Because they both clashed.
Right. Because
Ragnar submitted to freaking Loki.
Because Harold's sword would have broke clashing with Ragnar. Right? That's what you're saying?
I don't know if it would have broke, but I just know he didn't
Lawrence,
do it.
stop it. Stop it.
Dude.
Stop.
Did Harold not try to do it and fail?
Stop.
Like, he legit said it.
Stop.
I've tried.
Zoro,
in fact, every other king before me has tried, and none of us are able to do it.
Zoro's swords wouldn't break against Ragnar, and neither would Harold.
His will to get Ragnar broke because he stopped trying until he got that
that's
covenant.
because Ragnar had to choose, most likely, the person it wants them to be wielded by.
All that tells us is that when Harold tried, he deemed unworthy due to his strength. And Harold knocked it to strength.
Oh my God. We're still going about the Covenant Harold. Like, Covenant Harold is the true Harold. It's not Harold, bro. Is Dorian Bragi true Dorian Bragi right now?
Harold recognized that he was stronger in the Covenant and then viewed, this is the strength I need to get Ragnar.
Yeah.
Literally the words he says out of his mouth.
Next time a character says something, Lawrence, I expect you to full-blown go by it. And if you go against it at any point in the story, I'm calling you out every single time. And the Rayleigh thing is still existing because you're clearly contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not contradicting myself.
Yes, you are.
Did I ever once say,
Lawrence, you can't say, this one character said, I would lose to Blackbeard. I would lose to Blackbeard. I couldn't possibly beat Blackbeard at where I am in my life.
And when did I deny Ray saying that?
All of a sudden,
when did I deny it?
You go, no.
No, that's not what I said.
Rayleigh could have beat Blackbeard.
Now
Harold said something, and now Harold
didn't I
can't
also
do
say,
it.
right?
Stop,
Sebastian, didn't I also
stop,
say,
bro.
we literally
You're
have this on
literally
video. No,
gaslighting
I'm
me,
not.
bro. You really
literally
are,
have this
bro.
on video. Sebastian,
Stop.
didn't I always say, right, that Ray said this, but Blackbeard showed it through action because he didn't have confidence because he legit got scared of Ray and chose not to fight him. When did I say that Ray didn't say this and I don't believe what Ray said? When did I say that? All I said was that Blackbeard, Ray said it in words, Blackbeard showed it in action. There's no difference in what I'm saying now. We had the tape. Go to it. All I said that Blackbeard showed it in action, and I compared it.
Showed you lying.
And I compared it to when he ran away from Shanks. Didn't Blackbeard show that he ran away from Shanks because he didn't believe he could fight Shanks and Akainu?
Real talk.
What is the difference
All I'm asking for,
like, it's crazy.
Is some consistency. If you're gonna use something in an argument, use it for your next argument. Don't pander to the moment because that's what you're doing.
I'm not pandering to the moment.
You don't even know if Harold and Loki are weaker or stronger than one another right now, and yet you're defending Loki as if he is stronger. That's how you're speaking. That's not consistency either.
You're just saying Loki doesn't have a hockey feat that he's clearly shown in the manga.
Damn, yo, good hockey feat. You beat a harmless Harold.
A harmless Harold.
Nice. Good job.
Tell that to all the soldiers he took out.
Yeah, the soldiers he took out.
And Gabon's face.
Right.
Who has a permanent scar now.
Right.
Harmless.
And guess what? Did any of them attack Harold when his covenant was broken? When it was at fault, where he could be damaged. And even Harold, remember, because we're going what Harold said, right? We're going with what Harold said. Harold said, do it right now while you have the chance. Mm-hmm. While you have the chance. Mm-hmm. Right? So if they have the chance in order to hit him, Lawrence, right? In order to take him out, and he's willingly telling them to do that, obviously he's not as strong as he was 5 seconds ago.
Who opened up that chance, though?
By accident!
By accident.
So you think Loki was like, I know the brand's weaknesses. Let me aim for the brand itself, and then let me capitalize on it. No, because what happened was the brand got hit on accident, right? Because he didn't use Ragnar, right? He ended up using his Devil Fruit and attacked Harold multiple times, and through one of those hits, damaged the brand. After the brand was damaged, Harold gets his consciousness back and says, yo, tee off on me. So it even shows Loki didn't know what the hell he was doing.
That's not what that shows. It shows that he overpowered
All right, bro.
the Covenant ability.
All right, bro.
You're putting it to this happenstance by accident.
Oh my God.
Loki legit overpowered the ability. The Covenant ability that Harold gave from Loki.
What chapter was it?
He legit overpowered it.
What chapter was it?
That's what Oda wrote.
What chapter was it?
It wasn't, I hit his arm, which has never happened in the history of any Covenant user. No, he got overpowered.
Yeah.
And then because of that, he's like, all right, yo, that overpower you did weakened my condition.
1170.
Finish me off now while you all have me in this overpowered state.
Right.
That you overpowered me, finish me off.
You know what?
He legit got overpowered.
Yo, it would have been crazy because, Gabon and Shanks literally cut Harold's leg off. Imagine if they took and hit his brand on accident. What Harold would have said to them. Right? What Harold would have said to them. All of a sudden, let's go right back. Oh my God. He eats the Devil Fruit, comes through. Literally, Harold has all these swords inside of him, and all of a sudden, he gets hit by Loki multiple times, and all of a sudden, his arm is damaged. And when the arm is damaged, look what Harold does. He talks to him for 5 minutes, and then tells him, yo, I love you too, son. Stall off on me before it takes control again. Hurry now before the control takes over again.
Somebody in the chat said this is my first time watching the podcast.
You ain't got the answers, man.
But Sebastian, Larry also ignores when Gabon mentions that Harold is using Conqueror's Haki. You say he's not using Conqueror's Haki. Gabon legit says, and he's a Conqueror's too. So that he's using it.
Right. So was Rox using his Conqueror's Haki? Or was he just leaking it?
When the fight with
Rox, Roger, and Garp. Was he leaking Conqueror's Haki or was he utilizing it?
He was utilizing it.
When? When in that entire fight he was utilizing it?
Roger legit said he's blocking his body with armor and conquerors. So that literally the conquerors are clashing and it's big. Like, didn't Roger not say that? Like Roger legit said, I'm using armament and conquerors to boot. Right?
Oh my God,
but
bro.
since this dude is protecting his body with Conqueror's Haki, our Conquerors are clashing and then canceling out each other. Meaning my attack's not going through and he's defending it. And his attack's not going through.
I don't understand.
That's literally what Roger said.
I don't understand the concept of like these people who are literally in covenants or under the Domi Reversi are not capable of utilizing their Conqueror's Haki themselves to where they're doing their own named attacks, right? To where they're actually protecting themselves with it. Every single time we've seen anybody under these covenants, it's always been the same damn story. They don't utilize their Haki efficiently. What's happening is the same thing that Giban told Zoro. Hey, you're just naturally leaking Haki. It's the same thing that Blackbeard told Luffy and Impel Down. Oh, your Haki has gotten stronger, even though he wasn't consciously using his Haki the way he was supposed to, right? And then we could go even further into more of the characters that simply do not have abilities to be able to be used on them because their Conqueror's Haki is just existing or leaking out of them. Anytime we've seen those said characters then utilize Haki themselves, they've always used it in attacks and utilize it with names. Not once have we seen any Domi Reverses or any of these covenants that are possessed by Imu say any attack name moves.
Yeah, that is true.
So you're telling me that they have control? That's not possible.
It is possible. You want to know how?
Oh my God!
You know?
It's because willpower is being affected by somebody else's willpower, so therefore I can use my willpower to its fullest degree.
That's
Right.
why. That's why it's like they're able to use it because it's because for example, did Rocks use Haki hardening once?
Yes.
Before the covenant.
Before the covenant?
Before
Domi
Diversity. Before Diversity. They used Haki hardening once.
Did he use Haki hardening once?
Like harden his blade
On God Valley?
anywhere.
I can say he used it with Pandemonium.
If you look at his blade is not black once. I looked. His blade is not black once. But if you look at when Rocks is Diamond Reversied, he's using a black blade, but only against Roger and Garp. The only time. So right here, that tells me, right, that yes, you're going to be fighting different because it's not necessarily your personality or whatever, right, in your techniques, right? But Imu, when he shows that you're the Covenant or Diamond University, he has access to your entire body.
Right.
So that means your will too.
Meanwhile, Gonko can't even use her arrow abilities while possessed.
Guys, we got to drop it. Because I got to get y'all like takes on the rest of the chapter, or at least the end of the chapter, and we got to get the super chats, and we only got like 40 minutes left. Y'all good to agree to disagree?
Yeah.
Call it a day?
I don't care what you got to say.
I started thinking to myself.
They said in the chat, what happened to Sage Larry? And then somebody said Sage Larry never existed. But I gave my take. I guess I sparked this. That's my fault. Lawrence, do you want to give your thoughts on the end of the chapter?
Yeah, to me, I'm just about Luffy's, I guess, observation Haki in a sense, because why are you in his carrot form to, like, save them? I'm guessing he must have realized the COVID and acted fast. Observation Haki, or just fast reaction time, whatever. To me, also, I think they still have that thorn spiked around them, and why Luffy was getting poked up. He's like, yo, get off me. You're stabbing me. Not that it was fully hurting him, but it's like, yo, this is uncomfortable, or whatever. And to me, I spoke about before in the fact that, like, people's abilities or conquerors are able to change the weather already. I alluded to back at God Valley with the whole Garp, Roger, and Rocks, them changing the weather, and Big Mom and everything. So this to me is like the fact that we have Luffy and Loki here changing the weather. Like I said, their Haki's able to do it. We saw with Ace too that his fiery conquerors was able to stop the snow, right? But now they're causing the snow, right? Gunko and Summer's reaction to seeing this, because we all know her nightmare is Nika, but now you're seeing, I guess, the real one, if she did see Luffy in giant form. And Summers' reaction, I guess, to this giant thing. I believe this is Nimhager, ability that Loki is having, right? And I'm guessing the title strongest thing in alive, whatever, is to the ability and not necessarily Nika, because Nika came up before and that wasn't titled. I think it's pointing to maybe the ability Nimhager, the strongest thing alive. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll find out later. And the size of Loki in his ability-wise, because we already saw, like we just read to it recently, where Luffy hitting the Sleep Tid, how Loki is ancient giant, but look how small he compared to the Sleep Tid. But if look, if these sleep tids underneath him are that close and he's towering over them that much, because we already saw the size of these sleep tids, how huge they are. But if Loki's towering over them that one, it's incredible how size is. Where I can see where Sebastian thought, is he the size of Onigashima? Because the sleep tids seem to be the biggest thing on Elbaf right now, like towering over all the landscape of Elbaf. And now Loki's towering over them. That is ridiculous. Like in his form. Yeah, it is crazy how big it is. To me, I want to know because the whole storm and the snow, whatever, was brought to them. It seemed to them together. This Nimnagar beast and Nika brought this thing. So I wonder if they're supposed to be a pair. I know I said an illusion back where like maybe Loki's is the beast of the companion of Nika, as in like the whole Sun Wukong and whatever. But he doesn't seem to fit the stories I heard about with Sun Wukong. But I guess Oda did his own thing, making his own beast a companion of it. So that's very interesting. I want to know their relationship between this lightning dragon that Loki is compared to like, I guess the real form of it and the real Nika. What is their relationship? Because they seem to be in comparison as in like companions, or together they bring this snowy and lightning storm. So there's a relationship between them. But that's all I have.
Yeah.
I tried being quick. Sorry if I was too fast.
No, do you have more to say?
No, that's it. I was talking fast.
Oh.
So I know people get really go slow down.
Shut up, bro. Why are you laughing so much?
Because you were like, I don't care what he has to say.
I'm a 5-year-old, bro. So what? It's part of my charm.
It's all love, man.
Yeah. Y'all need to recognize this is years, bro. All right, anyway. Here's why Oda is a genius. During One Piece's Wano arc, he showed us Luffy, Yamato, and Momonosuke fighting together against Kaido. That trio wasn't random. It was clearly inspired by the tale of Momotaro, the story of a young hero who teams up with companions to defeat demons on Onigashima. This is exactly what we saw happen on Wano with Kaido. Now fast forward to Elbaf, and we're seeing the same kind of narrative layering again. This time, it's Luffy, Loki, and Ragnar working together to fight the demons of this arc, this time drawing inspiration from Ragnarok. Loki is revealed to have eaten the mythical devil fruit. I would suggest everybody thinks it's the Nidhogg. And a creature from mythology said to rest at the base of Yggdrasil, which is exactly where we first encountered Loki. It eats the roots of Yggdrasil. On top of that, Ragnar has eaten a mythical Zoan devil fruit, the Ratatoskr, most likely. Another creature directly tied to Yggdrasil. Once again, we have 3 Zoan users standing together to face the major threats of the arc. This is a clear pattern Oda has like established, and I absolutely love it. He's not just writing fights; he's weaving mythology, structure, and symbolizing directly into the DNA of the story. So I just thought it was funny. I could see how a lot of people would be like, "Oh, another dragon? Oh, so we're just rehashing Kaido." You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, there's 2 dragons and 2 arcs back to back, and there's 3 mythical devil fruit users on back to back.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice.
You think? Because I know you guys mentioned something about the red color. Mm-hmm. You think he's gonna be red? Not because Kaido was like blue. You think Loki's gonna be red?
I think he's gonna be another color, and it might blow your mind. All right.
Okay.
So now that Loki's Zoan ability has been revealed, what intrigues me most isn't just what it is, but how it looks. So, in order to answer Lawrence's question, in Norse mythology, Nidhogg has always been portrayed as an apocalyptic dragon of death, dark, gothic, and ominous. But what really stands out here are the eyes, Chico. I can't help but wonder, are those Loki's eyes manifesting through his Nidhogg form? Or are those simply the eyes of anyone who takes on Nidhogg's power? And I really want to know what it is about that. And if it's the latter, then that raises an even bigger question. Could this be the same black dragon depicted on the Elbaf mural that Frankie saw? In the second world of that mural, we see a dragon breathing fire at what appears to be a serpent of hellfire, like you guys mentioned before. If that's the case, does this mean Loki, and by extension Nidhogg, is the forest god? Now, if Nidhogg is a forest god, a being capable of taming or opposing demons directly. That leads me to another question. What about the previous user of the Devil Fruit, the one tied to Elbaf's royal family during the Void Century? What if they were the last Nidhogg before Loki, but their name was lost to history, erased, or rendered unreadable in the Harley text? Did that person protect Elbaf from the Ancient Alliance on their own in the same legendary way Ryuma defended Old Wano? So the reason I say that is because when you look at the mural, I've always questioned if these three dark figures happen to look somewhat alike in traits, why is the Nidhogg version within the second world blowing fire at the serpent from the first world? And what if that previous Nidhogg user fought alongside Joy Boy, spreading the fires of war against the Ancient Alliance? We know that Joy Boy was ultimately taken out, that Emu rose to godhood, and that history itself was erased, becoming what we know now is the Void Century. What if the Nidhogg user also passed away, deliberately leaving nothing behind? No name, no legend, no trace. That idea actually starts to make things click for me, especially since all three dark figures in the mural look alike. So it's starting to make sense. And I love One Piece now, like a lot, because it's like, yo, I've been thinking about this mural and everybody else has since February 2nd of 2025.
Had to be 5.
And it's just like, what is happening? It also makes me think of one other thing. I think the previous Nidhogg user was considered dangerous by the Ancient Alliance because of what Elbaf represented, the danger of Elbaf. And I think that person, whoever had it, was the worst version of Loki. Like, they actively sought war. They actively sought to destroy. So the Ancient Alliance might have teamed up as in a, I don't want to say this overall because it connects to another theory of mine, but not only do I think that the Ancient Kingdom lived on Elbaf, I think that they were also considered a threat because they had advanced technology. So the advanced technology and this Nidhogg that currently was reigning supreme was basically the world government of that world at the time. And then Emu and the 20 Ancient Kingdoms, Emu might have been the dragon of his time. He might have been a revolutionary that ended up going against Nidhogg and the Ancient Kingdom, therefore taking them out because they were technically probably being suppressed because of all the power that this kingdom had with Nidhogg too. So then Emu rose to power, and then all of a sudden, Emu then had power corrupt them. And it was because of fear. They feared, because Emu had to have a dream. And Emu most likely had fear within that dream, while Luffy doesn't have fear in his dream, which is why he'll change the world for better. And then fear ultimately corrupted Emu over time, and also corrupted the Celestial Dragons over time too. And that's why that's why we can say the Nidhogg now with the eyes resembling like Domi Reversi and stuff like that is a very similar power to what Emu has, because we all know Emu's the third dark figure in this, the mural. But I was thinking about that because you remember I kept going on and about like how the Ancient Alliance might have not really been the bad guys at first. And I'm starting to believe that a little bit more because there's no reason that Nidhogg should also be there. The only thing that throws me off is the second world's reading. It says, within the void there was a breath. The forest god tamed demons and the sun spread the fires of war. That seems very interesting because if the forest god is Nidhogg and the sun god is spreading the fires of war, is that a good thing? Or were they spreading the fires of war to combat the Ancient Alliance? I feel like it could go both ways. And then it says, those of the half moon dreamed, those of the moon dreamed, man killed the sun and became God. That's Emu killing the sun god. And the sea god stormed, which is Emu being called the sea god. And they will never meet. I don't know. And the fact that like this dragon is in the center of the Yggdrasil, it just makes sense on the mural. Now the question is, this is where Oda did such like a phenomenal job on the mural because one thing has many meanings. So like the Nidhogg during the Second World is there, but in the Third World you see Loki, and those two things can't be separate because Loki and Nidhogg are the same thing.
Like you see a Loki person in the Third World, like in that section of the mural. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it could technically just be ancient giants in general, but I feel you.
So I think the sun god at that point it's so many labels, right? Like it's the destroyer, but it's also like the liberator. I think most likely whatever Joy Boy was doing at his time, he might have believed he was liberating, but there's also a high chance he might have been an actual destroyer with Nidhogg at the time because the way Elbaf is set up. And if Elbaf and these guys are still like war oriented, you can see how like that doesn't fit the rest of the world.
I mean, I can see it. What you were just saying made me think about what Loki said about, hey, when Luffy asked where he was, he said, "Oh, this is Elbaf, the birthplace of war." I'm wondering, this devil fruit's been chained up and then protected with Ragnir for years. Was it what caused it to be the birthplace of war? Like the previous user that you were speaking to, or even before that person, were they using this fruit to wage war against everyone else?
Right.
And like they deemed it way too dangerous because of it, and now it needs to be sealed away. So it's like you got into other thought process, but when you said that, I was really thinking, not too much, but I was really thinking like, yo, like even the opening of Loki's first like salvo here talking to us is, this is the birthplace of war. It could also have been foreshadowing, yo, what I have is this thing that what caused the birthplace of war, it to be referred to as such. So I don't know. I'm hyped. The black teeth is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It just looks so wild to me.
I kind of wanted to see Loki's response to Luffy's Gear 5th form, because all the giants have something to say about it. Yo, Luffy, you kind of look like this, right? But you have Loki who believes that he is the sun god or whatever and the destroyer. But then you see Luffy who resembles that, because also this is probably his first time seeing it because he's been locked up. I don't know how much he's reading newspapers, but now you're seeing Luffy who all the giants are recognizing. Yo, you look exactly like whatever I want to see the image of, I guess, what we saw in that little picture right there in the Harley. But we never got Loki's response to Luffy's form. You know?
Two questions with this. Do you think Loki's ever seen the mural? Probably. And two, would Rox's reaction to the Nika stuff that he was trying to tell him have influenced how he views Nika?
Probably. So this is what I wanted to get into. One, I think, so there's so many ways I'm looking at this, and apologies if I'm like rambling again, but I think the Ancient Alliance is viewing this as they have Nidhogg, they have the Sun God, they have the 3 ancient weapons, and they have an advanced civilization.
And the giants.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, if they have other territories like Wano, and then they have the Minks, and they have like all these, you gotta say to yourself at some point, like, were they so overpowered? And if so, how the hell did they lose?
Word. Because possibly they might even have the Lunarians on their side too, or the Shandorians or whatever.
Right.
How did the world government
and the thing is, the world government ended up conquering Nidhogg, disappeared for centuries, beat Sun God, and then they took ancient weapons and destroyed, like, the think about it, they even had Fishman Island and Poseidon on their side. Bruh, when you look at somebody saying like, yo, this is a 3-1 lead with the Warriors versus like the Cavs, they like Emu was LeBron, bro, and the Cavs.
Know what's crazy? Because we always get, usually the history is like how evil took over is that they had all the makings to win, right? We never get the side of, in a way, how One Piece is putting it, the side of the good side, like Joy Boy side
all the advantages,
and still lose to the, I guess, the evil side, what is projecting, because usually the evils are stacked up. But Emo, you had, I guess, like you mentioned, You guys have 20 kingdoms.
Yeah.
And maybe ability users at best.
20
Yeah.
kingdoms and the power of friendship. Man.
But
Shout out to Emu.
but when you look at it, right, this is kind of what Dragon has.
Does Dragon have 20?
He barely has
I
anything.
don't think he got
He barely
20.
has anything.
I don't think he got 20, man.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, I think Emu was the revolutionary of their time.
You think like he's the dragon that turned, I guess, evil?
Yeah,
that's what
because I
you're
talked about it before. If Dragon ends up taking out the world government, who's going to come in that vacuum? Is he going to be able to do it? Would he be tempted? So there's so much that I have in my head right now regarding that. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I think the Sun God probably lost because the Nidhogg user of that time, they were fighting each other. They might have not gotten along the way Luffy and like Loki are getting along.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably was a devastation to like the alliance that they had. Because think about it. If Nidhogg comes with storms, and it comes with lightning, and it comes with snow, and it covers the skies, you can't see the sun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I
what
see
I'm
that.
saying? Like there's probably a different, like Sebastian said, there probably has to be a devil fruit resonance. And like they wasn't resonating, bro.
Very nice.
Now the other theory I wanted to come up with, and I'm sorry if I'm taking so long, but I have so many thoughts running through my mind. I think these were the two devil fruits that Rox was going after.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wanted the sun god fruit. He wanted to eat it. But he wanted to link up with Harold, and he wanted Harold to eat the Nidhogg.
Yeah, he did. It'll be different.
So I think these are the two devil fruits that he was going after, and this is the reason why he failed. Because I think that he knows somewhat of a prophecy told by David D. Jones, and it happens to be that these two devil fruits need to work in conjunction in order to beat the sea god. You can't do so without it. And that's why he wasn't ready yet. So he needed the Haki and the Conqueror's Haki and all that stuff, right? In order to compete. And Harold had it as well. But they weren't able to accomplish eating the sun god fruit or finding it or getting Ragnar and having it choose him, which is I'm of the belief Ragnar has to choose you. The same way a devil fruit has to choose you. So that's just my belief, right? This is the reason why Nidhogg and the Ratatosk are in mythology a part of each other. Because the Ratatosk, the squirrel, ends up talking to the bird on top of Yggdrasil, and they send messages amongst each other. So like Nidhogg and Ragnar were always supposed to be with each other. But we needed to find somebody's dream or somebody's will to match Nidhogg. And Ragnar had to make sure that that dream was matched as well so this person could eat the devil fruit. And this is why I believe Ragnar or Ratatosk or whatever chose Loki instead of it choosing somebody like Harold. Because if I want to go off like the dream aspect that Sebastian brought up like a couple more than a couple episodes back, where like as your dreams have to match with like your right-hand man in a way in order for you to proceed forward. And they weren't able to mesh together, therefore they weren't able to accomplish what they were supposed to accomplish. Because I think if they were, Ragnar would have chose Harold, the Nika fruit would have ended up somehow in Rox's lap. And they would have accomplished the great thing they would have done. My bad. My mind is just going crazy right now. I almost forgot to mention this, but I love that Luffy went Gear 5 to pull off the Gum Gum Tummy Cracker. It genuinely made me laugh because this move feels like a direct callback to what he used against Cracker back on Whole Cake Island with his Gear 4 variation of Tank Man.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would be hilarious if Luffy just started naming his Gear 5 moves after the enemies he beat. Like, imagine that becoming a running gag. Gum Gum Lucci Dawn Rocket. Because that's what he beat Lucci with. That kind of slaps. Another thing, I know Sebastian's going to love this. Another thing I wanted to point out is that it's funny how much of a fan Oda is of Game of Thrones. For years, we've said Luffy is special because of what he is. A god devil fruit user, a member of the D-Clan, the grandson of Garp, a brother of Ace and Sabo. But honestly, that's not what makes him special. What makes Luffy special is how he moves through the world, right? That said, the parallels are kind of hilarious. In Gear 5, Luffy is dressed in white, laughing freely and riding a dragon. His second one, by the way, the first one was Momonosuke, and now we've got Loki. Seb, Luffy is a full-blown Targaryen. And the fact that Luffy is the son of Monkey D. Dragon, I mean, yeah, that definitely gives off chosen one energy, right? It almost feels like Oda's version of the prince that was promised that Sebastian never got. Luffy doesn't conquer fear, he liberates. And wherever he goes, the drums of liberation follow, right? In other words, Oda's sun god isn't here to rule the world. He's here to set it free, playing his own version of a song of ice and fire along the way.
I hate you, bro.
Not to mention in the final war, Luffy is going to have 2 dragons. It's going to be crazy.
Twin dragons as well. 3 if you count his dad.
Yeah. Good one. This also brings up another. I keep coming up with. I'm just wasting time at this point. So you mentioned the serpent of Hellfire, right? There's a lot of distinctions that the serpent might have existed and created the red line, but the devil fruit spawned somewhere else, and it turns out that dragon may have this devil fruit. Because dragon, being the third dragon has the markings of the hell. You know, we've said this a bunch of times. A lot of people figure this out. They think he's like this. I forgot. It's in the Mexican mythology. He's supposed to be like this snake who happens to be like of wind nature and
Quetzalcoatl, I think what it is.
Yeah. It's like a mythical one. That's supposed to attach to whatever Nidhogg is as well. I don't know how it works. I didn't go through it, but it's a lot.
You over there 3 crafting, man.
I knew Larry
it's a
would.
lot.
With this chapter, I was like, oh, he's
It's a
about to go
lot.
If I had time, I would have had more, but nah, you spitting though. I like it. Like where your
So
mind going.
I think that he was whoever had Dragon's Devil Fruit at some point was fighting Nidhogg. And for some reason, it created the red line. Nidhogg does whatever it does, eventually gets defeated, never shows up again, and it's because of Emu. So I think Emu, I'm not going to say Emu is like 3,000 years old. I'm not going to say that. But I think whoever was in the first world kind of influenced what Emu is. The same way we had Joy Boy influence Luffy 900 years later. Oh, this was for Lawrence actually. Where was it? No, there's 2 things. He wanted the color. All right. So Oda technically told us that Loki was Nidhogg in chapter 1128. It's a color spread. If everybody goes back to chapter 1128, you're going to see a color spread and you're going to notice that's Nidhogg right on it.
Oh, wow.
And that's the color I think Loki is going to be. It's going to be a purple dragon. It literally looks exactly like him.
It does.
And they were all flying. So literally Oda hinted at it a minute back, bro. It's been a minute. So that was really nice.
I'm trying to look at the eyes real quick.
Yeah. Well, the eyes, that's what I'm saying. I think the eyes are going to play a factor. But
Even the
who knows?
eyes are kind of shaped how we see Loki, baby Lokis.
Yeah. All right. So Sebastian was talking about like, damn, we have to make this. I have to make this fast. All right. I don't think Loki is bigger than Kaido in his Flame Dragon Torch form. When you look at Flame Dragon Torch in comparison to Luffy's Bajran Gun was like the size of Onigashima. Kaido was bigger than that. I don't think in his Flame Dragon Torch form he's bigger than Kaido. But I think without the Flame Dragon Torch form, Loki's definitely bigger than him. So I would suggest looking back at those comparison sizes, and that's what I was saying. Like, Loki's definitely up there, but like he's not doing anything different from what we've seen from other people. And that's it. Now we could get to the super chats. So sorry for taking so long.
All right.
I had so much to say.
No, it was good. All right, guys, we're going to speed run these. We got 12 minutes left. Like the stream if you haven't already. We got 2 from a Majin. It says, nobody in One Piece can survive Gojo's domain. I disagree. Another 2 from Franco Cervantes. Loki's devil fruit matches the bird in the mural. Yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit just now. Another 5 from Garlic D Bread. Hey, since it's the Olympics right now, what sport would each Straw Hat play? We can each give one. I'll give Sanji soccer. Easy.
Shoot. Zoro pole vaulting.
I don't know.
Sumo wrestling for Jinbei. Another 5 from Pastor C. This chap makes me dislike Garp more for robbing Dodon of a proper goodbye.
Oh.
Another 5 from Pastor C. How would y'all feel if Sanji one-shot Sommers given Sommers' record? I don't think he should one-shot him. That would feel cheap. Like, I don't think that would work. Another 11 months at Nakama Stats from Nando. It says 100 chapters into Berserk can be worse if it's rated R. Can One Piece be worse if it's rated R? I've never read Berserk, so I couldn't tell you. But rated R One Piece would be crazy.
Yeah, they kind of put a lot of darkness in a more
lighthearted.
Put it this way: what happened in this chapter, they wouldn't have saved the kids if it's rated R. You know what I'm saying?
No, they probably would have. They probably would have just,
Or the parents still hit the ground and the kids are alive and they wake up and
it would have been bad. The kids probably would have got stabbed or something.
it's real dark.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Ultramix. Kaido really thought he was a prime mogger. Turns out he's barely a PSL 6 true Chad. That's jester maxing with high cortisol levels. So subprime. What's wrong with y'all, bro?
Your brain is broken.
Another 5 from Ghost of Raz. Sommers easily became my favorite villain. Dude is like Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. Does it for the love of the game. The laughing emojis. Okay. Another 11 months at Yonko Status from Fatty G's. Love y'all boys. Love you too. Another 5 from King Smokey. It says, can't wait for Larry's response to Loki. Popcorn. Hope you enjoyed that. Another 10 from Ghost. Blackbeard and Dofi are monsters though. Dofi, what he allegedly did to Viola, and Blackbeard was about to get all on Bonnie and got slaves too. The only real normal villain was Arlong.
Yeah, you're right.
Another 2 from Quincy Jones. Like the stream, pay your Larry tax. You guys are super. Thank you. Another 9 months at Yonko Status from Villain Juice. Nikas, can we now say Gabon pulled a better woman than Rayleigh? I think so. Also, I got my AG1, so if I don't have any abs in a month, I'm calling scam.
That's not how it works.
Hashtag that throat piece talk. Hashtag that the throat piece is real. Hashtag educate yourself. Thank you, Villain. Another 20 months. Nakama Sass from Misery. Love you guys. Have you seen Zoro's voice actor in JJK? I have not. Another 3 months at Nakama Status from C2X's. Is Nusjuro if Nusjuro is Kuina's granddad, Shimosuke dad? I don't know how to read this.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Another 5 from Jimmy Brooks. Amen, brothers. Spread the good word. Jesus is coming back soon. Thank you. Another Yonko upgraded to
Thank you.
In Nick's Tricks. Another 10 from Corey Charisma. It says, this might be a Needhog model. In myth, it gnaws Yggdrasil's roots if Elbaf is the world tree. What if Loki damages it trying to save it? Love what you guys do. Let's collab. Dope hat Seb. I'm trying to get like you, bro. This my guy, man.
Yeah.
From IG. I see all his videos all the time. He's always wearing the blue version of this hat. Yeah, it's my dude, bro. Yeah, I'd love to collab. Another 2 from Season. It says, title is about love. Thank you. Another 2 from Diamond Guild. Larry listens to Christmas music year round. Seemingly. Another 10 from Max Power. Didn't cheat last pod, but I see Brooke made ya. Didn't chat last pod, but I see Brooke made y'all feel a certain way, and I'm all for it. And if we don't like it, then it's so plot. Blackbeard / Magellan and Shanks / Kid was all plot then. Hashtag Haki overrated for real. Don't pick and choose the plot spots, man. Another 2 from Ghost. It says Carlton Banks is more badass than Usopp now. Carlton was pretty badass, bro.
Carlton had a
He had his
gap.
moments. Yeah, man, he was about that action sometimes. Another 5 from Jamaican Otaku. The giant sword in Elbaf is in the same spot the Arc Maxim strikes the giant tree in the mural. Thoughts?
Ooh, I didn't notice that. That's interesting. I can't give you any thoughts right now.
Another Nakama join the chip and Alex Peters, welcome. Another 2 from Raul Munez. How long are the Strats about to be on Elbaf?
A minute.
Yeah. I don't know. Another 20 from JD Como. I was eating breakfast while reading this chapter and began crying uncontrollably at the children's regrets and the parental comfort, sacrifice, and love. I couldn't finish my breakfast. You gotta finish your breakfast, man. Your mom would tell you to. Another 5 from Andrew C. Seb calling it mommy hockey in chat has me concerned about what he meant when he said single moms love me. Another 5 from Luis Lopez. Akainu's chair is made of sea stone. That's why he can't stand up from his desk. Hashtag BBC, hashtag Mexican tax.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Another 5 from Standby Joe. The kids' flashbacks got me questioning Gabon. You got to deal with a brat kid for like 25 to 30 years. Is a giant kid like 50 plus responsibility wild?
Yeah, it must be annoying.
Yeah, he's kind of wild for getting a giant pregnant. When he already old. Another 13 months at Nakama status from King Peasant. Loki maybe killed Joanna's parents in Brewer Village.
Ooh, that would be dark.
That would be dark. Another 5 from Alex Peters. You think little kid giants have horrible memories because to be around for 20 years and be so childish is crazy. Hashtag Larry Tax. Hashtag what do you mean cracked by Luffy?
Ask any woman that's near you, bro. The same question.
Another 5.
I'm joking.
From
I'm joking.
DCP.
I'm joking.
Later, guys. I have a theory in Discord that Joy Boy is actually a Wutan. Any thoughts on the thought?
I'm not too big of a fan of that.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Another 5 from Uzumaki. Love y'all boys. With all due respect, Larry's tweaking with the Zoro over Loki take. Zoro fan scale, bro, entirely too high. Crying emojis. Hashtag Larry Text. Hashtag Haki inflation. We'll see.
It's not even because of Zoro.
Another 2 from Wise Life Gaming. So Zoro could have stopped Harold. Come on, Larry. I think the next couple are going to be in the same vein.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Brown Sound. This is the biggest example of cope after getting proven wrong. Larry is just talking in circles, laughing emojis. Loki is miles ahead of Zoro. Okay. Another 2 from King Peasant. Loki is what Ace is, but giant. Easier to cut and run. Okay. Another 5 from Just Some Guy. Zoro has the same chance of beating Loki as Garland does, being the one that scarred White. Another 5 from Uzumaki. Larry got advanced Rage Bay Haki with extreme cortisol spike leakage. Hashtag Seb is in a Genjutsu. Broken heart. Dying Rose. Another 5 from Agent Q. Loki was chained with Sea Stone in the lower world of Elbaf. No Dove Fruit, no mobility, and he still became the ruler of all the wolves. That's all Conqueror's Haki. Another 5 from ZD Dog. I did the maths, and yes, Loki is bigger than Onigashima. Loki is 31 to 124 miles long. Onigashima is 35 miles. How do you have any of this information?
Bro just made up stats.
Yeah. Another 2 from Mugiwara Boricua. All these squares make a circle. Popo, randoms, super chat. Thank you. Another 5 from Diamond Guild. Luffy beat Kaido with lower tier Haki. A legendary fruit can bridge the gap. Kaido doesn't even know about the highest tier of fruits. I don't know about all that. Another 7 from Aced Ones. In Larry's argument, we have seen Zoro show more feats in terms of Haki than Big Mom, and yet he says Zoro loses to her. Ask him if Yamato can beat Loki.
Nobody listens to me when I talk. That's really what I like. I proved it.
Another 10 from Carlos Avia, but no super chat attached. Next time, let us know your thoughts.
Thank you, Carlos.
Another 14 from Aced Ones. Larry is right here about Prime Harold versus Young Loki. Harold is stronger. Harold could have tried to pick up Ragnar before his prime and didn't try again. That statement is not as conclusive as we think. I agree with that. Yeah. Another 5 from Blind Shepherd. What's crazy is Gabon has met both Zoro and Loki, and he obviously thinks one of them is lacking. That's funny. Another 10 from Red Eyes Design. Larry vs. Law is some of the greatest content I've seen. Laughing emoji. Nothing shows real brotherhood like screaming at each other over love of media. Hashtag Larry fought the law. Hashtag law unbound. Hashtag Marv, it's going to be okay. Hashtag I'm scared. Another 2 from JJZ94. Loki is gonna get Dami reversied in this arc. That would be wild. Another 5 from Jamon. Hey y'all, love the pod. Just want to say I recommend the best new gen manga is Chojin X, same author of another peak manga called Tokyo Ghoul. Loki is greater than Zoro. Thank you. I'll check it out. I'll try to. Another 5 from Blind Shepherd. Larry's mood swings be giving me vertigo and whiplash. Another 20. Oh man, I'm losing place. From Ari A. Saw someone say that the name of the chapter doesn't refer to Loki, but is referring to the love being the strongest thing in the world. Makes sense with everything that went down in the chapter with the kids and their parents' parental figures. I love that. Another 5 from Ricky Miller. Larry, my guy, Zoro needs to worry about Dami reversing Dory and Bragi first. Putting him over Loki is crazy.
See, I use that to manipulate conversations, and he's literally not trying to take out Dory and Bragi, so he has to do it in a different way.
Yo, Larry, are you keeping track? I'm like crashing here.
Yeah.
If you could get to the next one.
Polarized with the 5 says, Seb lets out a victorious roar. Larry lays defeated, overwhelmed by Seb's strength and speed. No escape is now possible. A sense of dread fills the air. Okay, bro. Pop it out your mouth. Read Prophet with the $1. Thank you. Aced Ones with the 14 says, I sincerely hope that Shirahoshi travels with Loki in a Guts and Casca type of dynamic where she wants to be with her family, but it's too dangerous for her to stay in Fishman Island. Loki protects her. Pistol with the 10 says, I think Emu might have been friends with Joy Boy and they were the first pirates with similar ambitions, but are polar opposites in their drives, sort of like Blackbeard and Luffy. What are your thoughts?
I'd like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
All right. Mugiwara Boricua with the 2 says, we are gonna hate that Nika pose soon if it's overused. Absolutely.
They didn't use it in this chapter.
If it's like continuously used, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Fran Baltazar with the 5 says, glad the anime is over because who reacts on a podcast? I dropped the show because of that, but I picked it up back once that ended. # make a separate stream. My bad, bro. How? $5 again from the same guy. Larry, you spoil a lot of other shows, and it's funny because you hate spoilers. I'm going to start spoiling on a weekly basis during your chapter reaction. # updies.
You're going to get banned, bro. Immediately.
What shows are you talking about? Guts with the 2 says Luffy and Loki are equals. And then First Forge Master says Loki under Zoro equals or under Shanks. And then Mihawk is over everybody else. All right. GG's, bro.
Oh, man. Thank you guys for the patience on the super chats. I know we took a while to get to them. This was a really fun chapter.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll be here next week. It's going to be break week, so there will be no chapter. But you guys should definitely come through because we get to talk about whatever, and we're going to take definite Discord phone calls and stuff like that. And we won't be reacting to any episodes. Haters. We try to satisfy everybody, and everybody's like, no, we can't be satisfied. Stop it.
So they don't like when we react to the episode?
No. I hate it when you guys don't do something that we want you to do. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much to Apple, Spotify, listeners, to Facebook, and to our YouTube. We love you guys. Thank you so much to everybody that's on Discord, too. Thank you to Mar for another episode. And just overall, thank you guys. If you haven't already, please like the video on your way out. Helps us out a lot. And timestamps will be up soon. So, my name is Larry.
Law.
Seb.
And Lionel. Jana.